Grand Rising, y'all. Grand Rising. Happy Moonday. Today is July 11th, 2022. It's the 11th in the 22 year. It's kind of cool. A little bit of cool numerology in the date today, 7/11/22. These are good numbers, right? I think so. Thank you for joining me today. The moon is 93% waxing. Yes, 93% waxing. So we're going to be approaching a full moon, and the full moon this month is going to fall on the 13th. That's pretty cool. That's Wednesday. Haha. The full moon is on Wednesday. That's great. That's great. It's going to be great. Yeah, boomerology. Yes. Well, let me say hi to y'all. Oh, hello over here, everybody in the Rockfin chat. Grounded Extracts, Cold Brews, Psyop within a Psyop, Tom Etchison, and Rob Cleveland saying hi in there, and everyone else. Good to see you. And also in the YouTube's chat, let's see, let's go to the top. Awesome Austin, Sherry Ives, Inhuman Ways, Lev Kung Fu Shaolin, Commercial Sound and Video, National Memorial Gardens, Good Times for All, good to see you. That is Zach. Zach Zabala will be at Flattoberfest doing How the World Works with Cami, Mike D for Life, Billingtano, and Black Swan. Rob Cleveland's over here too, Matrix 1, Mr. Oak Ill 246, Eric Paiva, hi from RI, hello to RI, Najla, good to see you, Functional Rising family, Kyle Adams, something in Hebrew, which is cool. But I'm not that good at Hebrew yet, so I have no idea what it says. Cable Guy Forever, Free Ball and Bear, Kevin T, Rico's Tinfoil Sombrero, Rethink Inc. Oh, it's good to see you all. Eric DeLeon, Alliance Creed, Tonto Bongronto, Lunderground. Today is a 6th day. New toys to share too. That is so awesome. That's right. You guys ordered, like, you have some, like, the gases in the tubes where we get to, like, electrify them and see what color they turn or something like that. Is that what it is? Because that is so awesome. I thought about what I think I'm gonna do too at Flattoberfest is during the breaks between speakers and stuff on the big screen, the big LED screen that we have, I think I'm gonna play like some short, really cool, like old school flat earth videos or clips, and I thought it would be cool to include Dan Dimensions video, the daylight sunlight video that he did, which was so awesome years ago now. And it's only like a 5-minute video from start to end. It's like one of the best videos. I love that video. So how is it 6/11? It's the 7th month. Are you doing something different? Anyway. Yes. Mrs. Dear Dear. Hi, Paige. Oh, Paige. So good to see you. But yeah. So there you go. Over in Twitch, we got a couple people. R Jones 86 and Backstep 1. Good to see you. I multi-stream this coffee talk. I'm also live on Facebook. Yeah. So anyway, how's everybody doing this fine Monday morning? Zach is one of my favorite humans. Yes, mine too. Mine too. Absolutely. Lila Tov is good. Yeah. Yom Tov. So, was it Yom Tov? Or Boker Tov is good, like break of day light, right? Boker. Or good early light. Got it. Yom Tov. I'm alright, I guess. Okay. Oh, I see. Well, no, wait a minute. I still don't get it. How do you get 42 and 6 from 11, 7, 22? I don't get it. That's okay. I see, this is why I don't do numerology. Like, full-on numerology. I like some numerology. I like basic numerology. I like to keep it simple. I loved math when I was in school. I like math. I actually enjoy that. I enjoy looking at vortex math type stuff. But when you get into the whole the numerology, like turning words into numbers and stuff, it gets so... I don't want to do that. There's other people that do that, and they could do that. Like Marty Leeds. Marty Leeds is really good with numerology, and showing you numerology in the Bible. He's going to be at Flattoberfest again, so that's cool. I like, you know what I really like too. What I enjoy most about Marty's work is when he talks about astrology as it pertains to the Bible, like the stories in the Bible. You know, like the constellations in the sky pertaining to like characters in the Bible. I think that's kind of cool. A Tool song, why is 6 afraid of 7 because 7, 8, 9? Yes, exactly. Yeah. So, anyway, So I came across something very interesting today. This morning, actually, right before I started the stream. And I thought it might be cool to look at it because, well, at least, you know, take a little glance at it. We don't have to spend all the time looking at it, but it's interesting to talk about. It just goes to show you like the corruption in the scientific community. It's really bad. It's really bad. Also this racism, all this anti-racism stuff that is being pushed is like so anti-racist that it's racist. Does that make sense? Like they're pushing stuff that is so incredibly racist, and then they call it anti-racist, and and tell you that they're teaching people how not to be racist, but what they're doing is they're actually teaching people to be racists. It's this, we totally live in an inverted clown world, you guys. Like this evil, inverted, retarded clown world where everything is anti-intellectual. Anything intellectual is being destroyed. There's nothing like that is pushed on YouTube. It's all scientism and made up stuff. Nothing that's actually going to lead you to the truth is served to you, and they are completely trying to destroy any sort of science education or scientific establishment with their bullshit. I mean, I'm going to show you guys something, okay? So check this out. Let me go to my share screen. Share screen. Okay, check this out. So I found this really cool article or this website, an international journal for new concepts in global tectonics. Okay, accept nothing on authority is on their website. This is the NCGT journal. They do still put out publications. The last time they did was March of this year. And I just found this, and I just started reading the PDF today, but I'm going to be looking at this quite a bit, because here's what this basically is. This is a group of people, a group of scientists who are looking for alternative theories to plate tectonics, because Cammie was sending me stuff on plate tectonics. And I was, we were looking at stuff, and I was, polarizing some maps for her, and we were, comparing it to the AE, what we see on AE, how things work, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so completely unrelated, Dennis posted a link on one of my posts on Facebook, and it was a picture of an elevation map of the Earth, right? A colored elevation map where red was the high elevation and green was the low elevation. And so I clicked on it, and I started reading on some different stuff, and I was like, wait, what is this? These are people who say that the plates that is like taught as truth in mainstream science, right? Like there's plate tectonic maps, like they pretty much tell you that it's plates, the continental plate, this plate, that plate, right? Well, these people are looking at alternative theories to plate tectonics, because obviously we have not, nobody knows what's down under the earth. The deepest we've dug is 8 miles. We can't even get to the bottom of the ocean. So this whole group here is looking for alternative theories to plate tectonics. And they're looking at it as it pertains to the solar wind. Like they are looking at how, like, they look at like how space, quote unquote, space weather affects earthquakes, right? And there's another guy, I think he was Dutch Sense or something, Dutch Sense, who follows earthquakes, right? If you guys watch him on YouTube, and he's like, really, he hates flat earthers, or he did, but he has a globe, and he on his screen, and then he talks about where all the earthquakes are hitting, blah, blah, blah. Well, recently there was one earthquake that happened, and it caused a tsunami in a place that didn't make sense on the globe. And he was like, what is this? How is this working? He's like, maybe the flat earthers are onto something, right? Like, he was like, even himself, who's completely anti-flat earth, he was like, well, what's going on here? All right. So that's what these people look at. So I think it's really interesting. Obviously, we don't live on a globe, and but doesn't it make more sense if we live on a stationary plane, like we all know we do, and that the sun is small and local instead of large and far, right? That wouldn't it make more sense that the electromagnetic field of those objects moving around could potentially, have a pull on what's going on under the earth, because everything is all connected, right? There is not just one magnetic field. There are bunches of them, infinite amounts of them. Everything has a field, some sort of electromagnetic field, right? Everything, especially every living thing, and plenty of stuff on the whole earth, right? So And when they're in motion, things are going to have like a different pull, a push, and a pull, a tug, as time goes on. And so pressure will build in certain places and then release, So it's interesting to think about, how that could be. They're thinking about it from a global point of view, right? From a global heliocentric point of view, right? So I don't know, who knows what they're probably never going to get the answer to their questions as long as they keep operating based on that assumption of where they live, right? But for us, we can look at what these people are doing and correlations that they're finding, and it's going to make a lot much more sense to us than it does to them, right? So anyway, if anybody's interested in looking at that stuff, I believe that this is a good thing to look at. What are your top 5 flat earth proofs for normies who have no idea about anything? Well, no curvature, visual confirmation that you can see beyond the geometric curve of the given size of the ball earth. I mean, numbers don't lie. That's the number one proof that anybody can prove to themselves at any time. Water is level. That's right. You're going to be on Coast to Coast tonight, DITRH. I was going to talk about that. Actually, I have that. I have the tab open already. Coast to Coast, Prophecy in America, Flat Earth Hypothesis, Monday night. So that's tonight, July 11th. What time are you going to be on? Is it going to be live? What time? Because I want to listen. That's one thing it doesn't really say. Does it say what time? Or what is it always on at the same time? Is it always at midnight? 3 a.m. Eastern. Oh, he starts midnight California time. Hey, GeoShifter. Happy Monday. Happy Moonday. Yeah. They love that. They love this. Because you know why they love this, dude? You know why Globies love to use this fucking picture? It's because they cannot give up space. They cannot freaking give up space. They love space. Globies are so in love with space and space travel. They think they're gonna get on a big penis rocket ship and launch themselves into space and go explore the balls in space. They love it. They love it. They cannot give it up. They can't give it up. They're like, okay, you can have your flat earth, but I'm keeping my space. I mean, seriously. That's why. Did you listen to that old Coast to Coast with Art Bell that Mark Sargent did years and years ago? I mean, it's like they cannot anything to keep that space going. You know what I'm saying, man? So the Earth is flat. Well, so what is space? Oh my God, but what is space? Never mind all of the other hundreds of implications of what this means about you personally, spiritually, us, each other, what this place is. Oh my God, what is space though? That's all they worry about. It is so bad. It is really so bad. That's why, that's why. Coast to coast across the earth plane. That's awesome. Ocean to ocean, yes. Yeah. That's all they're worried about. Hi, Mari. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Gregory. Hi, Sam Clint. JM. Space is not real, yes. I'm telling you, man, that's why. That's why they always use that, because they can't give up the space fantasy. They have to live in a Disney movie. Disney, this is how brilliantly Disney and NASA have embedded that fake space fantasy travel, Star Wars, Star Trek, whatever, all of that, which, don't get me wrong, like, I like Star Wars. I still like Star Wars. I was watching the Obi-Wan stuff the other day, but it's fantasy. I mean, it was fantasy before, and it's fantasy now. That's mentally, that's where people have a hard time. Like, they don't get it. They used to think that they could watch Star Wars and actually go be in Star Wars. They think that they can go do that. You can't do that, because that's not how it works. That's somebody's fantasy. That's man's fantasy. And the ancient aliens, yes. Exactly. I like how Nightbot keeps spamming space is scientifically impossible, because people are talking about space in chat. Yes, may the force be with you. Even Archaix is posting a contradictory simulcron so that he can keep empty space as a reality. Oh, really? People keep talking about that person. Somebody sent me a video. They're like, please debunk this. And then I saved the link, and then I don't know where I saved it. So if you were the person who sent me a link to Archaix and wanted me to debunk something, can you send it to me again? Because I lost it. It's, you guys should email me if you want to send me stuff. KarenBFE@protonmail.com. Oh, I see callers. Hold on. Oh, look, it's Dennis. Dennis, the one who sent me the... Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B. Hi, Dennis.
Hey, how's it going? Hey, you mentioned my link.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, there's this creation science group I discovered when I drive up to halfway to Seattle every night. It's the Mount St. Helens Creation Museum. Anyway, I stopped by there one time when I had to go during the day, and I discovered there's this group in Portland, closer to home, called the Design Science Association. That's the biggest organization like that in the Northwest. So they hold meetings every month, so I'm going to go visit them this coming Saturday. Anyway, they were recommending this book. So I ordered it off of Amazon, Carved in Stone, Geological Evidence of the Worldwide Flood, published by a well-known group, Institute for Creation Research. So I'm all excited, and I see it's got a couple things I knew I disagreed with, like the Ice Age, but then I see the continental drift and other stuff, and I was disappointed. So it made me so angry. I about a week ago I received it. I got into researching it, and actually last night I wasn't working, so I didn't have church, so I stayed up all night, and I got information like that website that I posted this morning. And so that was the motivation for it. I wanted to get knowledge of stuff. So I found out earlier it was even mainstream geology rejected continental drift up until the 1950s, 60s. It was everybody rejected it for the most part until like 1920s, and then Europeans started to, but Americans still held out again. I'm talking about even mainstream and evolutionists and all. Anyway, since about the 1960s, it was a minority. There was one Harold Jeffries, who held out a major scholar who was opponent. He passed away in 1989. And anyway, I ordered a couple books by these older scholars, and I found this one like late in the night. That's like, oh, they got a new group that rejects it. That's good. So, and it's got a bunch of, it looks like it's part of the Theosophical Society, but it lists a bunch of books on that webpage of stuff that's come out since the 90s that rejects continental drift and all. I was like, I was sorry to be going on. I was disappointed that these creationists of all people that they accept it so unquestioningly. I viewed that as a victory for atheism. So anyway, that's a lot of the just that information. I saw what your rejection on the, this. In my opinion, I agree with you. The stupidity about mountains form and buildings and all this rubbish. It's the same ballpark with geology. So I posted the link on there, with plate tectonics and all. But anyway, I similar like you what you said about the moon, is that what this guy from the 60s said, it's plasma. There's like, that sounds plausible, but we don't know without more solid evidence what it is. Well, my views are similar. I'm not saying I don't know exactly every detail of what's under the earth, but I do know that continental drift is wrong, and I reject it. And I probably shouldn't be surprised, because these people adhered to heliocentrism, these creationists already. So both heliocentrism and continental drift both have the earth moving. And my motivation, my prejudice was the Bible. It's got a bunch of verses all over the place. It's got the world is stable and at rest. So anyway, that was my motivation. But thanks. Anything I could contribute, that glad to see it.
All right, awesome. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's all I got for now. I got to get I go to work tonight. I got to get this. I'll probably watch the rest of the broadcast, but I got to get resting.
All right, cool. Thank you, Dennis.
Sure thing.
Yeah, it's very interesting because if you read this too, this is it says a major dispute among earth scientists concerns the age, composition, and structure of the sea floor. Plate tectonicists contend that the ocean crust is continuously being created at spreading ridges and consumed in subduction zones, and can be no more than about 200 million years old. They have established a chronology for the formation of the oceans by correlating the alternating bands of high and low magnetic intensity found in rocks on either side of the ocean ridges with dated magnetic reversal events recorded on land. Earth expansionists tend to accept this chronology and the relative youth of ocean crust. Many of them believe that in early Mesozoic there were no oceans at all, that the Pangaea supercontinent covered the entire surface of a smaller Earth with about 55% of its current radius, and that the oceans have formed since then by seafloor spreading caused by the Earth expanding in a very specific asymmetric manner. How ridiculous does that sound? All right, I'm going to get to my next caller. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hello.
Hi. Hi, Kyle.
I am standing outside. I'm standing outside right now, looking at my shadow, and it is pointing southwest. How can that happen on a globe?
I don't know.
It can't. It can't. It doesn't work on a globe, because the Tropic of Cancer is the farthest north the sun ever goes for
Right.
the perfect solstice, or solar noon, right?
Right.
Where the sun is directly over your head and your shadow is going straight down. So that means everywhere north of that, okay, everywhere north of the Tropic of Cancer, your shadow should always be north, or in some degree or another.
Right, because the sun's supposed to
there's
always
no way
be south of us.
Yeah. If there's that perfect solar noon at the Tropic of Cancer, everything north of that, or the sun has to be pointing somewhat to a degree north of that. Yeah, it's just crazy stuff. And so you just look at your shadow right now, boom, it just smashes the globe. The whole concept of, the heliocentric model.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I have my kitchen table set up right now to do a video about shadows on the globe versus shadow on the flat Earth. And I have to finish recording it.
Cool.
But yeah, exactly. And see, this is the type of stuff that I love looking at. It's like makes things so easily demonstrable. Like, there's no way a sundial would work if it was on a globe.
Yeah.
There's just no way.
Yeah. And I love it because it's by small and simple things are great things brought to pass. They have to come up with all these extreme, like complex scenarios and formulas to try and explain things. And I just point at look at that.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. You want some evidence? You want some proof? Look at that. I don't need any formulas. It's nothing complex. It's just my shadow's pointing southward. Southward.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't work on your model. Sorry, on the globe model. Yeah.
Right. But it does totally make sense on a flat Earth model with the sun circling overhead.
Exactly. Right? Exactly. It's just, it's stuff like that just makes my day. The heavens truly do declare the glory of Elohim, right?
Yeah. And it makes me love that saying even more when they say three things can't be hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. And it's funny too, because they use the sun to lie to us. That's like the heliocentric model is like the whole thing. The lie is based on the sun, right? But then the sun can also tell us the truth if you really pay attention to it. The sun can't, nature can't lie. Man can lie all the time, but nature cannot lie. All you have to do is look and listen. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, and they try to say, oh, well, it's all depends on the Earth being tilted. I'm like, I don't care how you tilt it, so long as the sun can't travel farther north than the Tropic of Cancer, it's still going to be the same result.
Yes. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, just how to share that.
All right. Yeah, thank you.
It kind of makes my day.
Yeah,
good
that's
positive
cool.
note to start on, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for calling.
Hey, thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Oops, I hit mute too fast. This stupid pad, the tracking pad, sometimes it's so sensitive. Dr. Law says, hey, Dr. Law, good to see you. Dr. Law says, just have a troll come by the Globe Light Tour with a mask on, and he fell into the signs and knocked it over. Sad troll. Help support the Globe Light. Really? Are they streaming right now? That's messed up. See, in the UK, there's a lot of trolls. Wow. Let's see. Let me put this link up here, you guys. If you guys want to support the Globe Light Tour, Jason Disbury has this is his site where you can help him. It's called Buy Me a Coffee. Excuse me. buymeacoffee.com for Jason of the Disbury. Wow, you guys. Okay, let's see. Where's the link to their... Excuse me. Let's see. What happened?
Bye to you guys. Just right. Oh, that was just Sven saying that was a nice bit of excitement, but it was, wasn't it? Eh? What an idiot! What an idiot!
Here,
anyway,
let's see.
so
I'm gonna back up. I want to see it.
I fucking knew you were gonna do that.
Oh, what?
All the rest of these subjects. I mean, you know, guys, flat Earth is my 100% number one.
Hold on, can you guys hear this?
But oh, sorry. Yeah, filming away. I don't think we'll be here too long now. I think it's getting even quieter, isn't it? We've had a few good conversations. I think you get better quality conversations, not like with like fantastic conversation what Harry's having right now. So we just had had the fire engine come here. Now we've got an ambulance. Police cars next. Hey, he just fleeced you on your money. He's just been robbed. It's the Plymouth experience.
Why not? We rob every day in here. Let's ask this guy with his golf club who thinks he's being robbed. Look, the guy's coming behind my shoulder now.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh God, let's get ready to jump just in case that's for the banners. Get ready.
He's already taken a deep.
Get ready. Don't look good. Get ready. Keep close.
Yeah, I just overheard you. Sorry for what you're going through there.
Look at this joker. Look at this guy. For real, dude, are you kidding me?
No. Yes. Yeah.
There's like nobody else with a mask on.
Oh, I fucking knew you were gonna do that, you little fucking twat. What are you doing? Go away! Go away! No, you didn't. You did it on purpose. You did it on purpose. Go away. Go away. I seen it coming. Go on, go away. Get lost.
Doing your
Get
wanker,
lost.
get off me!
Get lost.
Get the fuck off
Go
me! Get the
lost.
fuck off me!
Seen it on
Whoa!
purpose.
Fell over, you wanker!
No, you didn't. I watched you all the way. There's your. Hey, there's your club. There's your club. Go on, up it. There. Go on, up it. Yes, I'm filming. I'm filming.
You're going to get whacked if you carry on like that, mate.
Pack it in.
Hey, leave it
Oi!
alone!
Hey, enough!
Look at this dude.
Enough! Go on! Up it!
Holy smokes!
Get out of here, you freaking idiot!
Go on! Get off! Go on! I watched you all the way. Yeah, yeah.
Give me my fucking gold.
I might wrap it round your head if you don't go. Here's the choice. You go and I'll give it to you. Give it to me, you twat.
Fucking
Will you
golf.
go?
He's walking around with a
Will
golf
you go?
club.
He will give it to you.
Look at this guy walking around with a golf club.
Seeing that coming a mile away. God.
What a...
Oh, he's still having a go. I think he's mentally disturbed or something. He come all balaclavaed up and then just threw himself at the bloody banners.
Oh my god. Anyway. What a bummer. What a bunch of jerks. Harry Strong. Kick in the face. Face of an actual troll, yeah. You guys are going off. Oh my goodness. My shadow has been banned. Oh my god, you guys. Yeah. What if you need a 9-iron and don't have one, right? I mean, I can't think of how many times I've been like, man, I wish I just had a 9-iron. That's freaking funny. Anyway, little sidetrack there. Sidetrack. But I didn't even get to finish what I was talking about with the NCGT thing, right? Well, so I started looking at these journals, right? Because I was like, oh, cool. What are they saying that they think is related to earthquakes? Because right now everybody thinks it's plate tectonics, right? And that there's fault lines below the earth and blah, blah, blah. And that's what causes earthquakes, And maybe it could be, it could be true. Who knows? It may just not work the way that they think. Obviously, there's no continental drift because we have all these monuments that are pointed at certain parts of the sky and then they don't move. And they're still lined up to these, certain times. Like there's certain, things that were built a long, long time ago that still today line up with the sun, solstice, and equinox and blah, 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 whatever. There's a bunch of that stuff. So, obviously the continents are not moving. And then they try to theorize that they moved in the past, before people were, who knows? Anyway, I don't even want to get into all that. But the opposition to plate tectonics, where this led me to was this article right here, which is from the American Conservative, urging woke totalitarianism in science. How the National Science Foundation funds soft totalitarianism as anti-racism. This is from October 21st, 2021. So this is something that's popped up during the pandemic. It's like they have so much crap has been pushed during this pandemic, during the whole thing. Everybody was looking at that. Everybody was so distracted, blah, blah, blah. And then like underneath it all, a lot of this, there was like this new infrastructure that was implemented, right under everybody's noses, right? Like we have the 5G stuff that was put into place, like started right at the very beginning, same time that everybody was on lockdown was the 5G, fast track, infrastructure push. And then at the same time, they're creating groups like this inside of their already corrupt education systems. They're just pushing more social engineering through education and science. I mean, look at this. Once I saw what this was, I was like, what is this urge, right? Because it's called Unlearning Racism in Geoscience. The future of unlearning racism in geoscience. So I'll just read a little bit of this article for y'all. An academic reader who requests anonymity to protect himself writes in response to this post of mine and to this related post, "The rot goes much deeper than has been reported. My question is whether the National Science Foundation helped coordinate the organized movement against Dorian Abbott." I don't know who Dorian Abbott is, but that'll make sense later. "Not through conspiracy, but as the unavoidable consequence of ideologically driven bad decisions. I'll explain. The Williams chair you profiled, who is among the vocal anti-Abbott leaders online, is also part of the leadership of an organization called URGE, which materialized in 2020. And they have a website, urgeoscience.org. The purpose of this organization is to develop policies and programs to unlearn racism in geoscience departments nationwide. as if, like, geoscience, does that sound like a particularly racist group of people? I mean, this just sounds so fucking weird to me. This is affected through pods. Pods, which are groups of activists organized within individual departments. In the past 18 months, these pods have appeared in geoscience departments across the country where they apply pressure from within. There are a lot of them. And they have links to the website and stuff. The pods have a curriculum which you can read on the website. The quote from Dr. Cohen gives a sense of the overall ethos, and the treatment of Dorian Abbott gives a sense of the preferred policies. This Medium post describes current activities such as hosting segregated BIPOC-only sessions. But here's the crux of it. While it's perfectly fine for individuals to organize as they see fit and propose new policies, however misguided they may be, this is a coordinated ideological push, and it is federally funded by the National Science Foundation. At the bottom of their page, you can read that URGE is supported by the National Science Foundation under grant EAR number blah 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 by the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution. And then there's a link to that. Absent from this public-facing description is anything about unlearning racism or hosting segregated meetings. I cannot explain this discrepancy, and this is perhaps something a reporter could look into, but by appearances, NSF is funding a network of ideological activism under the guise of science. Activism that targets people like Dorian Abbott. The money involved is small, but you'll find it difficult to find any NSF-funded programs that address issues of representation from a perspective of individual dignity instead of group identity. So then I went and I looked at this website. Oops, that's the other link. The Future of Unlearning Racism in Geoscience. So this is the actual URGE website. So, summary. Unlearning Racism in Geoscience is a community-wide journal reading and anti-racist policy design program for geoscientists. Between January to May 2021, URGE guided geoscientists as they used scholarly articles, expert opinions, and personal experiences to draft six anti-racist policies and resources for their workplaces. From September 2021 to July 2022, URGE will continue supporting and creating networks for geoscientists of color, work closely with participants to refine the policies and resources they develop during the program, provide opportunities for participants to support URGE through the purchase of merchandise, host anti-racism sessions and national conferences, liaise with leaders at participants' workplaces, and communicate the vision of findings of URGE through invited department seminars, interviews, scholarly publications. By doing this, URGE aims to build a community of geoscientists whose actions will improve belonging, accessibility, justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion. Be a Jedi. Be a Jedi in geoscience. How ridiculous is this, you guys? Why wouldn't geoscience be concerned with this? Does anybody feel like there's like an overwhelming inequity in geoscience? Don't you think that everybody who is in geoscience is, interested in geoscience? What is this? Be a Jedi? So it has nothing to do with, learning more about Earth or have a better understanding of where we live or, solving debates between, even among scientists who study this, of what is what and what is not, right? Because as you can see, there's debates going on about things that are supposedly, already decided in science. So they're debating about plate tectonics, whether there are actually tectonic plates or what is actually behind the earthquakes and the stuff that goes on far beneath the ground where we have never been. We don't know what's going on down there. Obviously nobody knows. Just as there is still debates going on about the sun and what the sun is. Like, even people who study the sun, they tell you it's a gas giant but they can't even, if you look at what's going on in people who actually work and study that for a living, that's their life's work, some people will tell you that the surface of the sun is a liquid. But nobody has any idea. You know why? Because nobody's ever freaking been there. All we're doing is looking at everything through pictures, through cameras, through lenses. You know, all we can do is observe. With anything that is in the sky, all we can do is observe. And then we can't go, and we don't have no idea what's going on in the ground below us either. And they don't even allow for open discussion of this stuff, right? Because you can't get federally funded unless you're pushing the globe, heliocentric, mainstream bullshit ideas. Even though, really, they can't even decide amongst themselves if you really get into the meat of the discussions that these groups are having. They're still trying to figure stuff out. Nobody knows. So anyway, what they're doing now with this is just more of their fucking woke bullshit, right? This is more they're pushing their woke bullshit, and then they're infesting every little bit, every little crevice of science that they possibly can, even studying the Earth. So we're gonna infest geoscience, and we're just gonna teach you about belonging, accessibility, and the inclusions and the diversity and the feels and the pronouns and then this and then that. And like, what is this bullshit? What is this bullshit? I mean, clearly, what does racism have to do with rocks and Jedis? What am I missing? It's true. They tell you that they're telling everybody to be anti-racist, but really what they're doing is they're teaching everybody how to be a disgusting, racist, judgmental piece of shit, and not to take anybody based on their intellectual merit or their achievements or anything like that. It's all, you know, what color are you? What makes your pee-pee tingle? How do you feel about this? How do you identify? What is your pronoun? You know, what color is your skin? All this fucking shit that means absolutely nothing. Nothing. Why are we even talking about this stuff? You know, this is what makes everybody this is what makes racist and makes people like this, when they hyper focus on it and they point stuff out to you. They're hyper focusing on it, and they're turning people into racist under the guise of anti-racism. It is that's how bad it is. That's how inverted everything is. This is why I am so glad I took my children out of public education, because, I for a while I was like, well, I went to public school and I turned out okay. Yeah, probably by the skin of my fucking teeth, okay? Probably in spite of being publicly educated, I turned out okay, not because of it, and the other side of that is that it's not even, it is completely different. Today's school is completely different to the school that I went to. Completely different. And I look back at the schooling that I went to, and I look at the stuff that went on in school and the stuff that I was taught, and I'm like, man, how fucking ridiculous. And it's even worse now. It's worse now. So, and this is at the university level they're doing this, so they push that critical race theory crap in the grade school, and now they're doing this type of bullshit in the college level and the university level. And I'm telling you guys, state and federal education is not safe. It is not safe to send your children to state and federal education indoctrination systems. It just isn't. Look what they're doing. They don't care about the intellectual side of stuff. They don't care about actual research. They don't care about furthering their understanding about anything. They don't want you to understand shit. I mean, this is perfect. This is proof right here. I mean, it's a complete erosion of anything worth anything. I mean, really. Yeah. Are they going to separate black rocks and white based off? Yeah. So So this is what we need to do. This is like part of, you know, what we need to do. We need to start taking more responsibility for the education of our children. The more I look at this stuff, the more I'm just like, man, I can't do it. I can't do it. I mean, and then you look, you know, and a lot of you know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of people in this who know what's going on. They fully see the BS of this world, and then they have children that are grown and went through all these places, these education systems, and they like live out and they are fully, you know, working in the matrix, and they think their parents are insane. How heartbreaking is that? How heartbreaking is that? So, you know, I don't know what we can do. I have no idea about how to build a organized sort of alternative education system. I know that there's some stuff in place. There's like Montessori schools and private schools and stuff. I have no idea, but I think this is something that we need to start focusing on. Like, how do we create a generation of intelligent, critical thinking people, real scientists, right? Real scientists, you know, who are not being influenced by the state or the federal government. Okay, how do we bring up a generation of people like that? How do we do that? You know what I'm saying? How do we do that? And then get them to a point where they can keep that going. We have to seriously, it's like build a parallel sort of system side by side, the one that we're in now, or inside of it. How do you do that? I have no idea. Does anybody know? Because we need that shit like stat now. We need it now. Because what they're doing now, this is not working. This is not freaking working. And it ain't working for me, you know. And then, you know, and I can teach my children so much. Like, my children are young now. They're in grade school age, so I can teach them all that stuff. But when it starts to get beyond grade school, when they want to go beyond that, they're going to be interested in stuff that I'm not interested in, or things are going to change, or there's going to be knowledge that they're going to need to gain that I can't give them. And where am I going to send them? Where do they go? How are they going to get that knowledge? You know, what are we going to do? What are we freaking going to do? Even if they say homeschool, they're still sitting their kids in front of the TV, which doesn't... Well, some people do. I don't do that. I bought books. I bought actual school books. So, like, my children, their homeschool is not... They do stuff on the computer, like, don't get me wrong. I mean, we live in a technological age, and they use it, you know, but I'm teaching them how to use the internet, how to gain knowledge, like how to do research for good things. You know, I do that with them, but I also bought books. I bought actual books where like all the stuff is in the book, and then I go over it with them and I look at it with them, and then I can pick and choose what they're learning, and I'm like really involved in it. I love it. It is the most satisfying thing. And plus they have to use a pencil and actually write in the book every day, so they can read and write. They're literate. They're fully literate. I was warned by my Jewish boss to stay away from public schools, just saying, says Cammie. Right? Right? I was kicked out of high school, didn't ever take to programming. That's cool. I did not get kicked out of high school, but I did just sort of like skate my way through it. I was like, just get me out of here. Just get me the F out of here. Just learning how the metal stocks are guided by what happens in the starlight. Yeah, I think all the stock market is, isn't it? Yeah, I gotta hit a whole grade because of it, right? Using Spectrum workbooks. That's pretty good. You know what's funny? That's it. You know, it's so easy when your children are really young. And you know what I didn't even learn? In the state of North Carolina, you don't even have to you're not even really required to like have your child under formal education until they're 7 years old. Which is, what, first or second grade, right? But of course, by that time, they've already absorbed so much, it's great, right? So, but my daughter went to kindergarten, but in kindergarten, at the beginning of kindergarten, they tell you, by the end of the school year, your child will know how to read and write. Well, my daughter went into kindergarten knowing how to read. She like just started reading. Like I didn't even do anything to teach her how to read. I just sat there with books and read to her, and then she was like reading. And then she started writing on her own pretty much. So she went in already, you know, there. Yeah. I never did homework ever and stole the answers to tests while teachers weren't looking, right? You know what? I had this friend in high school, like my best friend in high school. She was really pretty. I can't even tell you. I don't even know if she ever did her own homework. Because all these dudes were like, I'll do your homework for you. I'll do your, hi, I'll do your homework for you. And I was like, shit, why don't you do my homework? And they were like, I want to do Serena's homework. I was like, this is bullshit. I don't want to do my own homework. Exactly. The only thing useful in public school is the reading, writing, and arithmetic. That's it. Everything else is programming. There's social studies trying to teach you how to be a liberal douchebag. Really. That's what it is. Is like the beginning of them teaching you how to be a liberal douchebag. Yeah. So anyway, I thought that was a really interesting thing that I saw today. And disgusting. Like really disgusting. There is no level of state or federally funded education that is without their bullshit social programming woke bullshit. Like zero. So, yeah. It was worse for me. The cute guys asked me to do theirs. Actually, yeah, that happened to me in algebra because I did so good in math. I got straight freaking A's. Every time there was the midterm, the semester test, the teacher told me, he's like, either way you're going to get an A. He's like, so you don't even have to stay here. So I would just leave. And I'd go smoke a joint with my friends. That was the best. Yeah, no joke. Isn't that funny? So, anyway, that's one thing that was going on. So I will be, but I do think it's interesting to look at this, what these people are saying about their plate tectonics, especially because Cammie, who's in the chat, sent me those two maps. Those two maps, what was it? One was the tidal map, and the other one is a magnetics map. And then I put them both in the AE projection and overlaid them, and they matched almost exactly. Almost exactly. Liberal to... Math and science were my best subjects too, Cammie. That's why we're such good friends. I was not very good at creative writing either. I'm still not very good at creative writing. I was good at art though. It was math and science and art. I was always really good at art. I could draw. But don't ask me to write shit. I can't write shit. I am not a good writer. And I suck at spelling too. At least that kind of spelling. I'm good at other kind of spells, if you know what I mean. Oh shit, there's callers on the line. Oh no, wait. Only one. Hi, JM. Thank you for waiting for so long. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. Karen, how are you?
I'm just great. What's going on?
Well, thank you for talking about the insanity going on earlier with this whole everything is racist society. This is insanity. They're trying to shove down people's throats.
Yeah. It's a funny thing that nobody's racist. Like, if you go around and ask people if they care about... Nobody's racist. Nobody gives a shit what color you are. Everybody just cares if you're a good person or not. Like, nobody's racist. And they're like, damn it, you people aren't racist anymore. We need to make you racist again. So we're gonna teach you all this stuff about anti-racism and point out all the differences and make you a fucking racist.
It's absolute frigging insanity, you know. And it's just like the whole thing with the LGBTQ WXYZ stuff and all that other stuff. It's like, look, there's always going to be a group of people who hate another group of people for whatever reason. They're a small part of it that most normal people don't hang out with those lunatics. But I mean, this whole thing, you know, all these white people are racist. It's like, that's fucking insanity. Absolute insanity to think that. Just like you said, most people base their interactions with another human being on how does this person treat me? How do they live their life? Oh, that's somebody I'd like to hang out with. The color of their skin doesn't make a shit of difference. Really doesn't.
Mm-mm.
You know, I had some clients. They were both lesbian clients, nicest people that I've ever met. They took me out to dinner after the transaction was over. We sat down for 2 hours. You know what we talked about? Didn't talk about sex. Didn't talk about what any of us do in the bedroom. We talked about all the bullshit going on in the world, and these people see stuff too. I was dropping flat earth on them, and they were telling me other stuff they found out and how her wife started looking into NASA, and I said, ooh, I got all kinds of shit I can give you on NASA. And it's like, you know, according to the television, well, you know, gay people and straight people, they just can't get along because they hate each other. It's like, it's insanity. Do not believe the lies from the fucking screen, people. All it does is lie.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
My big question for you, Miss Karen, is... with all the insanity going on across the plane as of lately, and countries starting to fall, and quote unquote leaders of countries around the world starting to flee because the people are just basically burning down the main Capitol buildings and whatnot.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on what you think's going to happen here? Because if we start seeing food shortages coming up in the coming months, the fall and winter, the average American people are going to go insane in the streets. Because, I mean, take a look around, Karen. Most people are so unhealthy nowadays and can't skip a meal. You know, if they don't eat every 4 hours, they go insane.
Yeah, but they're also really unhealthy. Like, what are they gonna do?
Oh, that's my question. Yeah, I mean, what are we gonna see? I mean, you know, tell these people that there's no food in the grocery store or through their drive-through, they're gonna lose their mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't want to live in a big city in the next couple of years. That's for sure. I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, if it gets bad enough
I'm just wondering how the controlling elite's going to keep control of these cities. Because let's be honest, once the people start losing it from starvation, it's very difficult for the powers to be to control that.
Oh, yeah.
Very difficult.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to. I mean, you know, I bet you, though, that they won't. It's not going to be no food. It's just going to be shit food. It's just going to be shit food is what it is. It's like they're going to have a bunch of processed foods, but like all the food processing plants that went down, weren't most of them like fresh food, like produce processing plants or something like that? What
Yes.
kind of food processing plants are going down, right? Like, is it Stouffer's? Is it Kraft? You know, mac and cheese? Or what?
Tyson Chicken went down.
Right?
The largest chicken producer.
Right? So it's like plants that give you ingredients for you to make your own food, it seems like. That's, you know, how you avoid getting to that unhealthy state. You have to be more cognizant of what's in your food and make your own food rather than buy pre-prepared food, which they put God knows what in it. They pump it full of all kinds of preservatives and you know, weird things. You don't know what's in that shit, right?
Oh, it's you know, they've poisoned our food supply, they've poisoned our water supply, they've poisoned our air. And I basically, with everything going on, the more I look in to see what's happening, they are literally trying to do the exact opposite of what the Creator intended this place to be. Everything is the exact opposite. To the point now where science is their new religion. That is their religion. Science, science, science.
Yeah.
Like, well, you just can't say science and go, well, that's it, it's settled. Are you a fucking moron? And I tell people this all the time. I'm like, I've learned more about science since I found out we don't live on a magical spinning ball. And the people that I talk to are a hell of a lot more intelligent sounding than the quote-unquote people of science, because when I start asking the people of science questions, all they can really do is insult me and tell me, what am I, stupid? Are you listening to those crazy flat earth people? Well, tell me where those crazy people are wrong. I've seen their experiments. I've seen their explanations. And when I ask them questions they don't know, they tell me I don't know that answer. And they don't make up some bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Precisely. I mean, I know I went to the other side of the plane to go try to measure Earth curvature. I also went to Denver, where we tried to measure Earth curvature in 2 different ways, and in neither way did we ever measure any Earth curvature. So, for me, nobody's going to tell me any different, because I went out and I saw it for myself. I did it. You know, I saw it. You can't tell me what I didn't see, or that I didn't see what I saw. You know?
Yeah, my son had a level on a plane when he took his trip to Hawaii with his girlfriend. And the level on the plane. And I brought that up when I was over at Families on the 4th of July. I'm like, explain to me how my son's level remained level while in flight if we're on a ball. Well, gravity. I said, oh, you're going to put that magical gravity. Just rub that shit on everything, huh? I said, hello. And I started getting into how a fucking level works. I said, if you're on a ball, gravity doesn't make a flip of difference. You have to point the nose down. It's physically impossible not to point the nose down if you're on a fucking ball. Even if gravity is what's pulling the nose down. You do understand that water always finds its level. And then it was funny because my nephew, I was sitting here showing him stuff, and I had talked years ago about the Earth not being a magical spinny ball when I didn't know as much as I know now, and of course, they all called me crazy. His girlfriend's a flat earther, and I was sitting there talking with him, his name's Alex, and just talking with him for about 45 minutes, and when we got done talking, he looked at me and he goes, oh my God. He goes, you really know what you're talking about now. I said, yeah, I started studying. I said, we don't become flat earthers because we want to be different than anybody else. We usually become flat earthers because somebody close to us told us we don't live on a spinning ball, and we had to prove that crazy son of a bitch wrong. Well, guess what? Look into it. Study it. You're not going to be able to prove them wrong.
There you go. That's the truth.
I think we just got to keep talking to more people and start developing our own, basically, counterculture. The good thing is there are other groups out there starting to do that. We've got alternate media coming out. We've got alternate entertainment coming out. There's a couple, for anybody that still pays attention to quote-unquote entertainment, there's a couple few guys that are really doing some alternate entertainment stuff that you look at and go, holy crap, this might actually be good. It's not about wokeness. It's not about any of that. They're just like, look, we just want to tell fucking stories. Have good writing the way it used to be.
Yeah.
No agenda, no nonsense, just stories of made-up fictional people telling the story.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I just hope we can survive through all the insanity going on and the craziness of the quote-unquote alleged government.
Oh, well, no kidding. No kidding.
But hey, Trump's still on the world tour.
Is he? Oh, brother.
Oh, he's out every weekend someplace. I think he was in Alaska this last weekend.
Was he? No.
Yeah.
Was he getting ready to run again or something?
Oh, you know he is. They're going to push that thing and push that thing as much as they can.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. All right, JM.
Of course, the people, I just think it's hysterical because I point out to people, I'm like, you don't see they control both sides of the narrative, right? You see what's happening here. And I'm poking fun back at my family. I was like, I told you Elon Musk is not buying Twitter. I told you how this was all going to go down. And here it is.
Yeah.
He's an actor.
Yeah, they all are.
Playing his role.
Yep.
I said, have you ever taken the time to listen to the guy talk? He sounds almost slightly retarded. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely retarded.
Well, he's so intelligent. He's trying to talk down to our level. I'm like, no. I've talked with intelligent people. You can clearly tell they are intelligent. And, they don't mumble around and talk like babbling idiots when they're friggin' highly intelligent.
No, they at least speak, distinctly.
It's like Jason Lundgren. Talk to him. Talk to that guy. You want to talk to somebody intelligent? Talk to Jason from Crow 777.
Mm-hmm.
That dude's friggin' intelligent.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's somebody I would actually say, hey, if you're talking with Jason, he's probably trying to lower down his level of intellect to communicate with, us lower-ended people on the intelligence spectrum.
Right. Right.
But you can clearly tell the man is friggin' intelligent. So.
Yes.
Whereas
absolutely.
Elon Musk, he's just duh.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean. All right, JM.
Well, as always, thank you for what you do. Thank you for another Flattoberfest coming up, which should be incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Fun as always. And glad you have many great musicians, especially Chief Crow, going to be there.
Chief Crow's going to be there. Jason Lindgren will be there. And he's going to be doing a presentation and playing music again. So that's awesome.
Awesome. And he's pretty good with that git fiddle, too.
Mm-hmm. He is. All right. Thanks for calling, JM.
Take care. You have a great day.
Okay,
Bye.
you too. Yeah, buddy. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hi, Karen. It's Hank. Top of the day to you.
Hi, Hank. How's it going?
Oh, it's going great. It finally got into the hundreds here. I've been waiting for that for a while. I think we had 106 yesterday, so ushering summer then up here at 40 degrees north. So I'm glad they brought up, or the shadows were brought up in the conversation earlier. So if on the equinox, the sun is allegedly over the equator on either the ball Earth, the luminary model, or the flat Earth luminary model, they have the sun over the equinox. Well, the equinox basically is over Ecuador, somewhere thereabouts, and from either your location or my location, we would be looking quite low in the sky to observe that sun over the equator. It's 24 it's like 69 miles to an arc degree. So the sun, we would be looking way low in the sky to see the sun when it's over the equator, if those luminary models are correct, and we would have it would be casting a very long shadow where we're at. But that's not the case. That's not what happens. And when the sun's over the Tropic of Capricorn, I'd be willing to bet I couldn't even see the sun from my location if it were truly over the Tropic of Capricorn. That's somewhere way down in South America. So I'm a little confused as to how those luminary models actually work. If what they say is true. I wonder if you have any thoughts on that. Because you're where you're at, you're probably like 35, 36 degrees north. So you would definitely be looking to, I use the words north and south loosely because I think the center is south actually, but for the sake of argument. So when the sun's actually over the equator, you would be looking quite low in the southern sky to, 35-degree angle to see that sun. It certainly wouldn't be over the top of you.
Right.
Does what I'm saying make sense, or am I still doing a poor job of elucidating that?
No, what you're saying makes sense. I just, I'm just trying to picture it in my mind, but
yeah. On your flat Earth map, it's easy to see. Because they show on the flat Earth map, or at least the one I have, it shows those tropics north and south of the equator, and the tropics are the same degree essentially that the sun travels back and forth, allegedly spiraling in and out from Capricorn to Cancer. So even at the Tropic of Capricorn, you would be looking once again low in the southern sky. And the Tropic of Capricorn, I know up here at 40 degrees, I wouldn't even be able to see the sun. You know, if it were allegedly over, Peru or wherever it is down there on the Tropic of Capricorn. So I have a problem with the luminary models and shadows. Once again, substantiate that. So I really didn't have anything else to say. I just needed to pipe up when I heard something about shadows.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I get what you're saying, and yeah, it makes sense to me. But like I said, I want to do a video about it too.
Yeah, I need to make a video showing the flat Earth map and showing where the sun would be in relationship to everyone else during the solstices or the equinox. It just doesn't make any sense, at least to me, here where I live. So
yeah.
Anyway, I hadn't called in a while, so I thought I'd pick your brain again.
Yeah, it's good to hear from you.
Yeah, how's everything in South Carolina?
Oh, it's good. It's good. It's been really hot and rainy, but I love it. It's great here.
Oh, good. You guys are getting your rain. Good. That was my next question. Glad to hear it.
Yes.
But we of course here in California won't get any rain until October, November, if we're lucky.
Yeah.
But we're gonna try to enhance that. Started making some earth pipes and actually envisioning Mari and myself as earth pipes ourselves. And during that vision, I was kind of manifesting a cooler, wetter spring, and we literally had to have a wood stove fire to keep Mari warm in the middle of June, and the high was in the 70s, and that high was in the 70s for a couple of days in July, which California, it's not like that. We're in the northern Sacramento Valley, where it could be 115 in July. So I'm pretending to be an earth pipe, and so is Mari, and we're making some actual earth pipes to try to bring California's weather back to some state of normalcy as far as rainfall goes. Yeah. I don't think whoever they are controlling the weather. It's all natural forces. Those assholes that they want us to believe they control everything, but I'm calling bullshit on that too. Let them spray their chemtrails or whatever, but I think it's all part of the natural cycle.
Yeah, but do you not think that they manipulate the weather sometimes?
I'll concede to the fact that maybe they can manipulate the weather. They might make a rainfall event more rainy, but make it dry in California. Like the year after year thing, they're saying that we've been in a drought for 3 years, but 3 years ago we had one of the wettest winters we've had in California. So it's all easy speak and shit. They're just saying that the last 2 years here we had 10 inches of rain each, and that is very cyclic for this part of California. Mm-hmm. Next year or the year after, we might have 3 feet of rain here in the northern Sacramento Valley. I've been here for close to 50 years and watched these cycles come and go, and every time a dry cycle comes, they hop on the bandwagon to try to get control of the water in California and do all their fear porn and all that shit. But I'm pretty sure as I'm standing here, it's just part of the normal California cycle. Like I say, it's been these cycles. I've only been here for 50 years, so that's really nothing in the big picture. But the weather right now is really no different than it has been over the last 50 years. So I'm basically calling bullshit on their ability to control weather, and I could be wrong. That's just what I think. I'm not giving my power to them. So
Yeah. Well, good. I actually think they can manipulate the weather. I don't know that they can control it 100%, but I definitely think they manipulate it. And they've shown that they can do cloud seeding, so they can make it rain. I don't know if they can make it dry, but they could definitely make it rain. So when these places are like all up in flames burning, like, why don't they make it rain? They could make it rain, and they don't.
yeah. I think you're on to it there. But then again, I think they start the fires, whoever they are.
Right. Exactly.
And,
So why would they make the rain to put out their fires?
well, see, I'm not sure that during the dry California summers, which historically are 6 months or more without rain, I don't think they can make it rain during those long dry cycles. But I do think they can enhance the rain when it's here with, like you said, cloud seeding and that, and make it rain more than it needs to flood people out and that kind of stuff. I'm down with that. But as far as bringing moisture out of the sky when the humidity is between 5 and 10% for 6 or 7 months, I don't think they have that ability. Maybe they do, but I'm not going to give them that, at least not yet.
All right.
Anyway, just my 2 cents worth. I hadn't talked to you in a while, so I felt bad the other day when nobody was calling you. I probably should have called you then, but
That's okay.
Anyway, I'm calling you now and wishing you a great strength and an even better strength end.
Well, thank you, Hank. I appreciate that. Back to you.
Awesome. Talk to you later.
All right. Take care. Yeah, man. That's funny. I think, I don't think they can control the weather 100%. I would agree that they can't. I don't think they can control nature, like anything in nature 100%, but I think they can mess with it. They definitely mess with it. But probably not control it. Because I don't like to give them that much power either. And there's a lot of people who say that they've practiced like a prayer or intent or did some sort of thing where they tried to, clear the weather around their property or their home, and that it has worked. So that's like a really interesting experiment that maybe you guys could try at home. Like if you see that going on above your house, say, I do not consent. I didn't consent to you spraying that crap over my house. You're in my airspace. Get out of my airspace. I want clear, clean air above my space. Try it. See if it works, because this is the thing, we don't know how powerful we are unless we try to do stuff. And if it works a little bit, then the more you do it, the better you get at it, and the more honed that skill becomes. And you never know. You never know. Intent is a powerful thing. I concluded that weather manipulation is one of their main gigs, yeah. Lake Mead loses feet of water a day and it feeds Hoover Dam hydroelectric for California and Nevada. There is only one boat ramp access left for it, and the dam will go down without rain soon. Yeah, that's true. The level in Lake Mead is super low. Yep. That'll be interesting to see what happens there, huh? Rain dance is legit. I think so too. I think so too. Like I feel like that's a something that interesting. Like we should be trying to do stuff like that, right? Like the natives used to do that stuff. They had those dances and they were shaking those instruments and they were putting that intent out into the ether, right? And they're using sound and vibration to send that message, right? What's in that whatever you're doing, your intent is encoded in that message, right? So if you get all of those people who are attuned and in tune with the creation, and they get together and they make those sounds and they put that intent out and they send that message into the ether, that's got to be some powerful shit. Prayer works wonders for clearing the sky, right? Yeah, there's patents and stuff for it. You know, and they know they're like low chemists. They're chemists, which is low level, low vibration alchemists. It's wannabe alchemists. So that's what they are. All right, you guys, I'm going to do a coffee break. I will be BRB. All right? Need more beverage. Alrighty. I'm back. I just got a little bit more. Not a lot more, just a little bit more. We used to go to Pismo Beach. I grew up going to Pismo Beach. The weather is a wreck. Okay, my grandma used to live there in that area. Morro Bay, Pismo Beach. She lived in a little town called Arroyo Grande. And it was just a couple miles from the coast there. And we used to go to Pismo Beach all the time. Loved it. That was one of the best places to go. It had the most beautiful weather. So the weather's a wreck there now. It used to be so gorgeous. It was like the secret of California. The Central Coast there in that area was like, it wasn't LA, it wasn't San Diego, because those places are way more crowded, but it was like it was like the beach for Californians. You know, it was like the hidden gem, the little coast. Yeah. I spent a lot of time in that area. But anyway, how's everybody doing? My phones are open. You can call in and talk to me, 848-222-2480. If you are in a country but that you can't call in that number without being charged a bunch of money and you want to call in, let me know and you can connect with me on Skype. I can also create a Zoom call if it's, you know, if necessary. Cloud bursting is a real thing. Try it. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, one thing you guys got to remember about these a-holes who are tormenting us here in this physical world on this plane, these evil bastards who have inverted everything and who have created this evil indoctrination system that teaches people how to be idiots. One thing you have to know about these, and you got to remember, all their propaganda is necessary, right? They don't have all the power. They don't have all the power. They do not have, you know, they are not the end all be all. If that was true, all their propaganda would not be necessary, right? All the propaganda would not be necessary. They would not be working so freaking hard to do this to us if they really had all the power. Now the thing is that they've gotten to a place where most people are completely unaware of what's going on, and they don't realize that the power that they really have inside of them, and that no man is above another. Okay, the only one above you is the Creator. That's it. There's no man above another. No man has a right over you. You know, as long as you aren't hurting anybody or stealing anything, do no harm, cause no loss, then you're fine. You should be able to do whatever it is you need to do. Do no harm, cause no loss. It's very simple. It's very simple. We need to quit giving these people so much power. Oh, Amanda Vollmer says she just lost her YouTube channel again. there's a man above me, he better be wearing a kilt. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Natural gas plants are now a target. One just exploded. Yeah, I've saw that. Natural gas plants are now being targeted. Let's see. You know what else too? So here. Thank you for bringing that up. One sec. Here we go. So, natural gas plant explosion. Oklahoma town extended following gas plant explosion. Wasn't there another one? 2 days ago, evacuations urged after major fire ignites at natural gas plant in Oklahoma. Okay, so here, there was also a natural gas plant explosion like in Texas. So let's see. This one they're trying to blame hackers, but let's see. So I thought I remembered seeing another... June 8th, Russian hacking company may have targeted the industrial controls at a liquefied natural gas plant in Texas, leading to its explosion June 8th. On June 8th, an explosion erupted at the Freeport liquefied natural gas liquefaction plant and export terminal on Texas Quintana Island and damaged the facility. According to a June 14th statement by the company, the incident was caused by overpressure and rupture of a segment of an LNG gas transfer line, leading to the rapid flashing of LNG, liquid natural gas, and the release and ignition of the natural gas vapor cloud. The company didn't explain why safety systems didn't kick in. Okay, so there you go. That was one in Texas, and now there's one in Oklahoma. Now get this. So we know about all of the food stuff. So that's in Oklahoma. So then also check this out. This has been going on too. Coal train derails. Coal train derails in Nebraska. There was one that happened in Kansas as well. Coal train derails Friday in Douglas County 24 days ago. So let's check at this one. So here, this is Kansas. Yeah, this is the Kansas one. Okay, look at that. And then here's another one, and this is another one near Bennett. This is a different one. Nebraska. So this is Nebraska. So one in Kansas, one in Nebraska. There might have been actually another one too. I don't know, but that's what's going on. There's a bunch of stuff like that going on. Russian, I know, isn't that funny to blame the Russian hackers? Najla, that's gonna be Northern California. Probably where Ben is. I thought I saw Ben Balderson in the chat earlier. But that's probably going to be like one of the last good places of California. In fact, there's a part of Northern California that they want to defect. They want to become their own state, and they want to call it Jefferson State. I don't know if you guys ever heard about that, but they have like a website and everything. They want to separate themselves from the rest of California. Yeah. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hey Karen, this is Logan.
Hi, Logan. What's going on?
I just wanted to... Oh, not much. Just hanging out here at work on one of my breaks. I wanted to call and ask you about germ theory because... Hey, how's it going, Amy?
Must be nice.
Yeah, it's nice out here. Because last week, I just noticed a bunch of people were out sick, and it seemed like it was like bam, bam, bam in my house. Like my girlfriend got sick, and then I got sick, and then right after that, my dad got sick, and there was just a bunch of people. So like after a while, after however many months of questioning germ theory and going back and forth between strain and germ, I'm kind of going a little bit back into the germ theory because I don't know, it just seems logical that what happened was the way that they described it to us. But I wanted to hear what you think.
Well, from what I understand, how if being sick is a detox, right? It's a natural detox, and then all your excretory organs are detoxing stuff, including your lungs, right? Your lungs are also an excretory organ, so you're off-gassing anything that way as well. And so the idea behind that is that people who live in close proximity to each other probably have this similar eating habits and are experiencing similar environmental toxins, could be electromagnetic or otherwise. And then also, if one person gets triggered into a detox, then another person's is going to pick up on that because your system is sensing somebody else going through a detox, which triggers your system into a detox, and so on and so forth. Supposedly that's how it works. Of course, I don't know. I just go by what everybody is saying. But I do know that I've never.
It's weird because that.
Yeah, it's just weird. I get what you're saying because sometimes it does seem like that.
And like something happened to me back in January. It seemed like everybody was getting something around like January, February, which I guess makes sense. At that time, I was like, oh, it's just like the yearly detox thing. But this is like in the middle of the summer. I'm in Cincinnati, and it's pretty freaking hot here. Like it's unusual for me to get sick in general, and then for me to get sick in the summer is even weirder. And then I don't know, it was like the exact same day that I was like at my peak. I was listening to Strange World, and Mark sounded like he was a little bit sick too. And from what I understand, Mark's pretty isolated. Like he doesn't really socially interact with a ton of people, it sounds like. Although he did just go to that Indiana meetup. But
went to Indiana.
Did he talk about that at all? Like, did he give his 2 cents on what he thought was going on? And...
He just thinks that he overextended himself because he went there and like stayed up for a long time and flew on red-eye flights and didn't get very much sleep and was talking a lot, and I don't know.
Yeah, no, I was just... Well, that's all I really wanted to ask you today. I had a few minutes to call in, so I'll let you go, get on to a couple more callers. I know I saw somebody else was wanting to get through.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Well, thank you. It was good talking to you.
Yeah, you too.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, apparently that's how it works with the whole off-gassing thing. I don't know. I do know that I think a lot of it is mental. I think a lot of it is your diet and your health, how you take care of yourself. But I also think a lot of it is psychological as well, because I think like, other people in the house, like if they're seeing somebody else sick, they're gonna be like, oh my god, no, I'm gonna get sick. And I think a lot of it is psychosomatic, because I've literally seen someone will themselves into being sick and then just be sick for a long time. Whereas, and I was living in the same house with this person and I never got sick, not even for a day. So if it's really a germ that goes from person to person and infects you that way, why did I not get sick? I don't know. Yeah, the air is not poison. Could be bacterial. Well, that's the other thing too. I think they conflate bacteria and viruses, right? If you get sick and they say, oh, you have a flu, the flu virus, let me give you antibiotic. Well, why would you be giving me an antibiotic for a virus? Viruses aren't alive. They're not alive. So why would you give somebody that's antibiotic for something that is not a bacteria? It's not alive. See, it doesn't make sense. They've been conflating the two for decades, and now nobody knows the difference. Whoa, that's loud. I thought I had that ringer muted. Sorry about that. Yeah. So somebody else said they were trying to call. I didn't have any new callers on the phone. The lines are open. Tell us what you think. Okay, let's see. Could be electro as well. Chain reactions. Well, that's another thing I was going to bring up, grounded extracts. Thank you for reminding me about that. If it's summertime, see, here's where I think it's possible to get sick during summertime. If you're spending a lot of time in the sun, what? Emits radiation, right? What are they spraying in the sky? What is the effects of the stuff they're spraying in the sky? Sometimes I gotta wonder if they don't spray stuff in the sky that intensifies the bad radiation from the sun, right? Because we have a natural atmosphere that blocks the radiation of the sun, right? So if they're up there fucking with the atmosphere and spraying superconductors into a microscopic, molecule form in a gas up there, what are they doing? They could be intensifying the bad radiation from the sun down onto people, causing cancers, skin cancers, or other types of cancers to fuel their freaking American Cancer Society cancer fighting industry. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if that's what it is? They might not, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we don't know. I mean, I'm just talking. Like, I don't know if that's what's going on. So don't say that I said it's not 100% what's going on, but it could be. It could be. And what if, you go out there and you're not getting cancer, but you get radiated enough, or it triggers you to have some sort of detox response because your body's like, ugh, I've been radiated and I've got poison in my cells and now I need to detox. What if that's what it is? Then it would also look like a contagious disease but it just happens that you guys all just stood under the same sky for a day. Okay, let's see. What do you think is at the North Pole, and what do you think a professional remote viewer saw there? I asked a remote viewer 2 years ago to look at the North Pole. Very interesting outcome, in my opinion. What do I think is at the North Pole? I don't know. That's okay. Total subject change. But I mean, I do talk about sometimes how I had a dream. Have you ever heard of sun poisoning? Yes, see, sun poisoning. They spray the skies. I always got tired quicker and with a slight headache. People get sick when poisoned. Just saying. Exactly. Yeah. That's another thing that's going to happen with like the food shortage. There's going to be plenty of processed foods. Like these big companies are going to come forward and be like, we're going to donate our processed mac and cheese, our pasta in a box, our whatever, they're just add water to help with the hunger problem. And they're going to look so benevolent and everybody's going to eat shit food and their health is gonna go to shit, their immune systems are gonna go to shit, and then they're gonna go into a poison environment full of shit. This is what I see happening. Like, they're not gonna like straight up just cut off the food supply and like make everybody starve right off the bat and like go insane, because they would know everybody would, they would trigger everybody. No, they're just going to they're just going to poison everybody. They're going to take away the good food, and then they're going to try to feed people more poison. Oh, they're eating too much good food. Inundate them with poison food. That'll slow them the fuck down. That'll make them big pieces of crap who can't fight or think straight or do anything or function in life. So this is why it's really important. You guys got to grow gardens. You know, grow gardens, support local farmers, find local farmers, do what you can, because they're gonna like force you to eat crap food. Seriously, just add poison fluoride filled tap water. Yep. I go in the sun a lot too, musicians, for truth. I had to learn to hide my face though, because I did go in the sun so much I started to get this like those dark spots. I started to get leopard spots. So now I wear hats. I at least wear a hat, because the skin on your face is sensitive, and your skin gets the most exposure anyway, right? If you think about it, you almost never have your face covered. So now when I go in the sun, I hide my face and I let the rest of my body get the sun. Grow your own food, teach your own children. Exactly. Exactly. That's what we need to do. Teach them how to think, how to be critical thinkers, how to see through the lies. Yeah, and you know what? And here's the crazy thing too, you guys. Here's the thing too about let me see if I still have that link open. I gotta find it. Here's the crazy thing too about all that processed food. Oh, I know where I have it. All the processed food that they want you to eat. Here we go. Let's see, am I still screen sharing? Yes, okay. Stop eating foods with aborted human fetal tissue. All these processed foods are full of stuff that is created and made from aborted human fetuses. It turns out that some of our very trusted brands have been using a company to enhance the flavors of their foods using an additive that is made from aborted human embryonic kidney cells, HEK-293, by a company called Sonomics. We have actually created a market for the use of aborted fetal tissue, and we are eating and drinking cells of the children. This has got to stop. You know, with this whole Roe versus Wade thing that came out recently and everybody freaking out about not being able to kill their babies, just look, all you need to know is that there's companies like this that exist. And when you see their client list, how long their client list is, you sick, degenerate, like retards will see that you will always be able to abort your babies, okay? Don't worry. The New World Order loves you to kill your babies. And not only do they love you to kill your babies, they love you to feed those babies right back to you after you have aborted them. So, don't fear, okay? Not going away. So, manufacturers using aborted fetus cells, PepsiCo, Starbucks, Frito-Lay, Quaker, Gatorade, blah, 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 Nestle, Kraft, Campbell Foods, Coca-Cola. So then, and then on that, after that, there's also a list you can click on for, let's see. Oh, here we go. U.S. brand shopping list for PepsiCo. All these items could potentially have aborted baby fetal cells in there to enhance the flavor of the product. Quaker Oats. Quaker Natural Granola Cereal. Who knows what they're putting in it, right? Or putting it in. Tropicana, Gatorade, Lipton, Kraft, all Kraft foods. Bunch of candy bars, California Pizza Kitchen, Coffee Mate. I mean, the list is just huge, huge. All these things could potentially have aborted fetal cells in them. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I know a lot of this crap I don't eat. I do not consume most of this, but there are things on here that I have been known to consume and do buy from time to time, and it's like, are you kidding me? Water? Aquafina water? Propel? Coffees, juices, teas. I mean, this is an incredibly long list. Pretty much everything you find at the grocery store has this stuff, and all these companies have a contract to work with this company to enhance the flavor of their products. Sonomics, yes. So there you go. That's what you're going to be eating. Like, they're not going to starve you. They're just going to feed you back to yourselves. It's like, what is that movie? Soylent Green? Soylent Green. Put a link in the chat. Okay, here. Here's that link. Check it out. Here's the link. Looking at the starlight, full moon in Capricorn, July 13th, and Mars is moving toward Uranus, conjunction 1st of August. Lots of excitement. Oh. Very nice. I like excitement. Yeah. Soylent Green is real. I talked about that before, you guys. Remember? What is it called? Hold on, let me see if I can find it again. They're really doing this stuff. Like, in multiple ways. What is it called again? Alkaline hydrolysis. Alkaline hydrolysis. That's what Soylent Green is. Aquamation. The scientific name for this process is alkaline hydrolysis. It's the same process that occurs as part of nature's course when a body is laid to rest in the soil. A combination of gentle water flow, temperature, and alkalinity is used to accelerate the breakdown of organic materials. Okay, so they basically liquefy your remains. Alkaline hydrolysis, cremationassociation.org. Effluent. Okay, check it out. This is how it works. This information that follows is intended to help the public more fully understand what occurs in the cremation process. In 2010, Canada's Board of Directors voted to expand the association's definition of cremation to include processes like alkaline hydrolysis. The primary rationale for this was the state provincial laws were already in place that determined alkaline hydrolysis could be marketed as cremation. Alkaline hydrolysis uses water, alkaline chemicals, heat, and sometimes pressure and agitation to accelerate natural decomposition, leaving bone fragments and a neutral liquid called effluent. The decomposition that occurs is alkaline hydrolysis is the same as that which occurs during burial, just sped up dramatically by the chemicals. The effluent is sterile, contains salt, sugars, amino acids, and peptides. There is no tissue and no DNA left after the process completes. This effluent is discharged with all other wastewater and is a welcome addition to water systems. So what they do is they liquefy humans and then they put them back into the water system, and then you're drinking recycled liquefied human. Now, they want to tell you that the effluent is discharged with all other wastewater and that there is no tissue and DNA left, like what's left is salt, sugars, amino acids, and peptides. What the hell do you think human bodies are made of? We are made of all this stuff. They want to call it effluent. This is them trying to make you think that that's not a human, what was a human body that is going into the water system. So, yeah, that shit is real. So they're doing it this way, and they're doing it this other way. Where is it? With this crap. HEK 293. What do you get if you search that, I wonder? Human embryonic kidney cells, often referred to as HEK 293, HEK cells, are specific immortalized cell line derived from a spontaneously miscarried or aborted fetus or human embryonic kidney cells grown in tissue culture taken from a female fetus in 1973. So they're telling you that they keep cloning the same fetal cells since 1973, though I don't believe that. I mean, they're doing all kinds of shit. They've got a steady flow of human fetal cells coming to them through the black market, through Planned Parenthood, all the time. Celebrity meat. Celebrity meat, huh? Celebrity meat, literally. Chromographics Institute. Ellen DeGeneres Salami, one company's quest to make meat from celebrity tissue samples. A startup called Bite Labs wants to use celebrity tissue samples to make salami. By Jen Harris, March 5th, This is from 2014. Did this thing really happen? It may sound like the makings of a bad science fiction movie, a company that harvests human tissue to make meat products such as salami, but a new startup called Bite Labs is claiming to want to make a human test tube meat a reality, and they want to use celebrities to do it. At the moment, our primary goal is to provoke discussion and debate around topics of bioethics and celebrity culture, said Martin from the Bite Labs team. He says he wishes to remain anonymous at this time due to the controversy surrounding the focus of the company. We see inefficiencies, environmental hazards, and ethical problems in the world's food production and distribution. There are exciting opportunities to disrupt these industries while opening new ways to consume celebrity culture. Oh, vomit. Vomit, dude. Your connection is not private? Well, I ain't going there. I ain't going there. That's disgusting. Do we believe that? This is more likely the work of provocateurs who want to start a lab meat discussion and not actually Kanye West to make cured meat. Here's how it will work. According to the Bite Labs website, a sample of tissue containing Myosatellite cells, the type of cells that help repair and grow damaged muscle, will be taken from a person during a biopsy. Those cells are multiplied in a lab using a medium that acts as an artificial blood to grow muscle. Once the cells are mature enough, they will be ground and mixed with different kinds of meat, spices, fats, and oils for flavor, using one of the company's time-honored recipes for creation of fine-cured meats. It will then be stuffed into casings, seasoned again, then dry-aged and cured before packaging and distribution. The company outlines how this type of test tube meat would eliminate environmental and ethical concerns associated with livestock production, claiming its celebrity meat production would require less than 1% of the land used in traditional farming. The site also notes that the lab meats will not be affected by growth hormones or come into contact with any pesticides or chemicals. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. Come on, come on. Oh, come on. What else does this say about that? Oh, here we go. BiteLabs.org, not secure. What we do, eat celebrity meat. Bite Labs grows meat from celebrity tissue samples and uses it to make artisanal salami. It all starts with your favorite celebrities and a quick biopsy to obtain tissue samples. Culture. Isolating muscle stem cells, we grow celebrity meat in our proprietary bioreactors. Meats. In the tradition of Italian cured meats, we dry age and spice our product into fine charcuterie. Get the fuck out of here, dude. That is so disgusting. Bite Labs produces fine artisanal salami from meat that has been lab grown from celebrity tissue samples. In 1931, Winston Churchill predicted a future in which all the world's meat would be grown in labs. What he asked was the sense in raising a whole chicken merely for the sake of its wings or breast meat. I eat more than just wings or breasts from chicken. A lot of people like the chicken livers and the heart and the gizzard. Today, in vitro meat production is close to becoming a reality, offering highly controllable meat production without the animal cruelty, waste, and environmental impacts of industrial farming. But this process can offer so much more than replicas of beef and pork. Imagine meat like never before. Oh, fucking vomit, dude. Blech. Are you kidding me? Help get celebrities on board. We want to eat you. Eat celebrity meat. Tweet at your favorite celebrities and support us on Thunderclap. James Franco, he is sexy, he's artsy. Let's make him salami. What the fuck, dude? A different type of Hunger Game? Are you kidding? Kanye West? Eco-friendly and healthy. I just want to vomit. This almost looks like a joke. It's gotta be a joke. Coming soon. Nutritional information. It looks like they haven't actually made any, but it looks like just like the sick musings of some twisted MFer. Like, who the hell? Who would ever eat that crap? Martin gave up on Bite Labs in 2018 and went on to start a video. It's called Rockfin. That's funny. There was a movie out a few months ago that is about eating human flesh. The buyers were all super rich sickos, but the story was somewhat different. story was somewhat different from today's norm. Oh my god. That's how they make Oscar Mayer wieners. Yeah. There's... Dude. I just can't. I just can't with these people. Wow, there's a whole website, hek293.com. That's crazy. Let's see what this says. HEK293 cell culture, transfection formation, protocol cell culture, transfection protein production. HEK293 cells are popular for their ease of growth and transfection, making them a common cell culture in cancer research. In addition, high transfection efficiency, HEK293 cells produces oxygenous proteins or viruses for pharmaceutical and biomedical research purposes. HEK293 cells are useful for many transfection experiments, particularly the propagation of adenoviral-based and retroviral-based vectors. Origins of the HEK293 cell line. Cell line derived from human embryonic kidney cells grown in tissue culture. They are also known more informally as HEK cells. This particular line was initiated by the transformation of culturing of normal HEK cells with shared adenovirus 5 DNA. The transformation resulted in the incorporation of approximately 4.5 kilobases from the viral genome into human chromosome 19 of the HEK cells. The line was cultured by scientist Alex van der Ebe in the early 1970s at his lab in the University of Leiden, Holland. The transformation was executed by Frank Graham, another scientist van der Ebe's lab who invented the calcium phosphate method for transfecting cells. The source of the cells was a healthy aborted fetus of unknown parenthood. The name HEK293 is thusly named because it was Frank Graham's 293rd experiment. Experiment! Experiment! I make shit from scratch too. Alright. The type of kidney cell that the HEK293 cell line came from arose from is unknown, and it is difficult to conclusively characterize the cell's post-transformation since adenovirus 5 could have significantly disrupted cell morphology and expression. Also, embryonic kidneys are a heterogeneous mix of almost all the types of cells present in the body. In fact, it has been speculated by independent researchers, including van der Ebe himself, that cells may be neuronal in origin. Although theoretically possible, most cells derived from an embryonic kidney would be endothelial, epithelial, or fibroblast cells. Neuronal origin is suspected due to the presence of mRNA and gene products typically found in neurons. So, excuse me. What the hell am I reading here about this HEK293 cell? They're using it to alter the taste of products, but I'm reading it as like, and tell me if you guys are getting this too, but what I'm reading here is it sounds to me like this HEK293 cell is like a carrier for any kind of weird, genetically modified, weird kind of concoction that they can possibly think of, and they attach it to this cell, and then they put this cell in whatever it is, and that cell is like a carrier for that. I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. Like if they're using it in multiple, they use it for experiments. Transfection. Transfection is the process of deliberately introducing naked or purified nucleic acids into eukaryotic cells. It may also refer to other methods and cell types, although other terms are often preferred. Transformation is typically used to describe a non-viral DNA transfer in bacterial and non-animal eukaryotic cells, including plant cells. In animal cells, transfection is the preferred term, as also transformation is also used to refer to progression to a cancerous state in these cells. Transduction is often used to describe virus-mediated gene transfer in eukaryotic cells. The word transfection is a portmanteau of trans and infection. Genetic material such as supercoiled plasmid DNA or siRNA constructs may be transfected. Transfection of animal cells typically involves opening transient pores or holes in the cell membrane to allow the uptake of material. Transfection can be carried out using calcium phosphate, tricalcium phosphate, and by electroporation. Electroporation is the process by which you apply an electromagnetic field to cells, and then it makes the cell wall open up and allow things to pass through it. Otherwise it would not. So, okay, so this HEK cell, these HEK cells, look, they sell transfection reagent kits, epithelial kidney cells. So here you can buy your own kit, and then you can inject your own bio whatever program into it and do experiments, I guess, is what that is. Oops. Back to where I was. So now they're saying that there's neurons in it, mRNA, modified RNA. That's what mRNA is, right? Modified RNA. Today, HEK 293 cells are frequently used in cell biology and biotechnology, secondly only to HELA, the first human cell line. Around establishment of HELA in 1951, scientists were reluctant to accept and use human cell lines out of concern for an oncogenic agent in them. This concern, along with the known ability of animal cell lines to grow rapidly and yield a high amount of proteins, gave scientists reason to favor animal cell lines over human cell lines when producing recombinant proteins. However, advances in technology since then have allowed for an increase in human cell line use. One advantage of human cell lines is that they are able to produce proteins most similar to those that humans naturally synthesize. So yeah, why would you? Of course you would want to use human cells to mess with other human cells, right? Because a human cell is going to recognize another human cell and accept that much more readily than a human cell would to a cell that came from another animal that has a completely different the DNA or the electronic signature of a completely different living creature. Epiphany, the sun is red Mercury. Yep, that's what you got also. So HEK 293 and its derivatives are used in a wide range of experiments, including signal transduction, protein interaction studies, rapid small-scale protein production, biopharmaceutical production. HEK 293 cells easily grow in suspension, serum-free culture, reproduce rapidly, and produce high levels of protein, which explains why they have been widely used to produce research-grade proteins for a number of years. So this is like their mad scientist base serum concoction that they use for stuff. HEK293 is a hypotriploid cell line that with modal chromosome number of 64, which occurs in 30% of cells. Cells with higher ploidies occur less frequently at a rate of 4.2%. Cytogenic instability. Well, there you go. Transfection information. Transfection. Transfer infection, right? This is how they transfer they're transferring their mad scientist goo, whatever it is, in whatever form. They put it in these HEK293 cells, and then they put it in everything else, and they've literally been putting it in everything. This is making me sick just thinking about it, you guys. Oh, it makes me sick just thinking about it. How do you get this shit out of you? How do you undo it? How do you undo whatever this crap does to you? What if there's no way to undo it? What is going on? Yeah, it's 293rd experiment. Seriously, like when you look at this stuff and how long they've been using it for, like my whole life I've probably been ingesting this shit. God, it pisses me off so bad. It pisses me off is what it's doing. It's like it's just like flat earth. First I got depressed and now I'm getting pissed. I'm getting pissed just thinking about it. All the crap. Our whole lives probably. Because if they started this crap in 1950, what was the first one? The HeLa cell or whatever? How does, is there information on that? Excellent line to use transfection experiments or to produce recombinant DNA or gene products. Gene products. I mean, it just makes me sick. Makes me sick. What was the other one? I want to... Here we go. Let's see what Sheeplepedia says about this bullshit. HeLa is an immortal cell line. Immortal cell line? Used in scientific research, it is the oldest and most commonly used human cell line. The line is named after and derived from cervical cancer cells taken on February 8th, 1951 from Henrietta Lacks, a 31-year-old African-American mother of 5 who died of cancer on October 4th, 1951. Are you kidding me? The cell line was found to be remarkably durable and prolific, which allows it to be used extensively in scientific study. The cells from Lacks' cancerous cervical tumor. So these are cancer cells? They're fucking cancer cells? Wow. I'm so grossed out. Were taken without her knowledge or consent, which was common practice in the United States at that time. Wow. Cell biologist George Otto Gay found out that they could be kept alive and developed a cell line. Previously, cells cultured from other human cells would only survive for a few days. cells from lax tumor behave differently. Oh, so let's take that aggressive cancer cell and multiply it and keep it forever and put it in everything that we give to every person without their freaking knowledge. Oh my God, what is this shit? I'm going Amish. For real, dude. What the hell? Spicy Sarah, I'm becoming a breatharian. Right? Like, right? Seriously. We've been ingesting this shit our entire lives. I'm pissed off. Oh my God. Did I eat humans when I was growing up in the States? Unfortunately, Nora, I think we all have. I think we all have. Every single one of us. Like, I don't think anybody's escaped it. To be honest with you, at this point, unless... I mean, how could you have escaped it if it's been... This is from 1951. I mean, unless you were born before this time... You might have gotten a few years of clean eating. You might. But, I mean, this is crazy. Oh, Johns Hopkins. Look who's involved. In 1951, a patient named Henrietta Lacks was admitted to the Johns Hopkins Hospital with symptoms of irregular vaginal bleeding and was subsequently treated for cervical cancer. Wow. Her first treatment was performed by Lawrence Wharton Jr., who at this time collected tissue samples from her cervix without her consent. Her cervical biopsies supplied samples of tissue for clinical evaluation and research by George Otto Gay, who was head of the tissue culture laboratory, and as was done with other surgical procedures, Gay's lab assistant Mary Kubsek used the roller tube technique to place the cells into culture. It was observed that the cells grew robustly, doubling every 20 to 24 hours, unlike previous specimens that died out. The cells were propagated by Gay shortly before Lacks died of her cancer in 1951. This was the first human cell line to prove successful in vitro, which is a scientific achievement with profound future benefit to medical research. Gay freely donated these cells along with the tools and processes that his lab developed by any scientist to any scientist requesting them simply for the benefit of science. Neither Lacks nor her family gave permission to harvest the cells, but at the time permission was neither required nor customarily sought. The cells were later commercialized, although never patented in their original form. There was no requirement at the time to inform patients or their relatives about such matters, because discarded material or material obtained during surgery, diagnosis, or therapy was the property of the physician or the medical institution. Ugh. The HeLa cells, like other cell lines, are termed immortal, and that they can divide an unlimited number of times in a laboratory cell culture plate as long as fundamental cell survival conditions are met, i.e. being maintained and sustained in a suitable environment. There are many strains of HeLa cells as they continue to mutate in cell cultures, but all HeLa cells are descended from the same tumor cells removed from Lacks. The total number of HeLa cells that have been propagated in cell culture far exceeds the total number of cells that were in Henrietta Lacks' body. Yes, Cammie, it's disturbing. It's disgusting. This is what science does for us. Cringeosaurus says, imagine people needing to watch horror movies when this is our reality. Right? Right? How disgusting. In 2021, Henrietta Lacks' estate sued to get past and future payments for the alleged unauthorized and widely known sale of HeLa cells by Thermo Fisher Scientific. Lacks' family hired an attorney to seek compensation from upwards of 100 pharmaceutical companies that have used and profited from HeLa cells. HeLa cells have been used in the study and the expression of the papillomavirus. Human papillomavirus, HPV. That's a big scam too. They tell you that this whole thing is disgusting. Over the years, HeLa cells have been infected with various types of viruses, including HIV, Zika, herpes, and mumps, to test and develop new vaccines and or drugs. Right. To try to figure out new ways to infect people. They were able to be infected with HIV, allowing the virus to be studied. Right. So obviously this whole story around what they're doing with this is bullshit, because we know that about the virus lie, like the whole story behind HIV and AIDS and all that stuff. Like, we know that it is not what we are told, right? So obviously the uses that they're outlining here, this isn't what they were doing with it. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is like probably what they've been using to make us all sick. They've probably been putting it inside. This is probably one of the main things that they put inside the jibby jabs. And then they put whatever in that this is like how they're transferring all this stuff into our systems, into our bodies. Like, this is it. This is how they're doing it. Clearly. And then they tell you, it's to research cures for it, but it's not. This is the same thing. It's another fucking inversion, just like these douchebags who are taking over these science departments, and they're doing urge teaching the geosciences to not be racist by giving anti-racism classes and segregated this and segregated that, and teaching them, implementing new mandates or whatever that are anti-racist. And in turn, they're going to turn everybody into a fucking racist, because they're going to start hyper-focusing on these differences of people and the inclusivities. And this is the same thing, but it's just a different subject. They're inverting it. It's all under the guise of help and research, and we're going to cure this and we're going to cure that. Meanwhile, this is probably the exact thing that they're putting inside of everybody that's making everybody get cancer and get sick and get all these weird autoimmune diseases. I mean, are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? I am so disgusted, dude. The level of evil that it takes to do something on this scale to an entire population of living beings. What the fuck? What the fuck? Thanks, Karen, for helping us start our week out on a positive note. LOL. I know. Attitude is our great stronghold. It's time to stop drinking the Kool-Aid of deception and drink of your living waters to finally protect the living earth, soil, water, air, and fire of human we are. You in the body, ticking clock. Love is the answer in the starlight storyline of nature. I mean, it's disgusting. Cheers, Emilio. Emilio's man. Yeah. We can't trust these people. And they actually believe their own bullshit. They've been educated into this system and they've been practicing it for so long that they can't even see the possibility of another way of life or another way of doing things. You know, I mean, it is crazy. It is absolutely insane what has happened to us. What has happened? Oh my goodness. Mad as hell, haven't been ranting for years about, yeah, man. You're starting to like the elevator music in the background, Bob? You guys, no matter, here's the number one most important thing we got to do. Don't let them inject anybody with anything. Don't get injected with anything. Don't let them inject your children with anything. Oh my God. I was vaccinated as a child. I haven't got any recently, but man, it just makes me sick to think about what they injected into my body. And it makes me even sicker to think about what was injected into my children's bodies. It just makes me want to, I get like Thor's hammer and just start bashing on their heads until there is no more, until it pounds into the dirt, and then just keep pounding until it's a hole in the ground. Like, that's how pissed off it makes me. Like, these people, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. Yeah. So what we need to do, and this is why, you know, man, we just gotta get out of that system. You know, there's things we can do, you know, and I'm looking into it, trying to figure out like how you can exist side by side with that system, and at the same time, in the private, you know, we have to learn to separate the public from the private. And the public is anything that is state, involves the state, okay? And then there's also the private. And we are allowed to do things in the private still, okay? And we need to learn about working in the private, operating in the private, teaching our children in the private, producing our food in the private sector and not under the state. The state, I mean, we just really have to learn to operate outside of that. And it's possible because we all did it. We all did it for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years before the way things are now. It's only been this way for the last century. I mean, if you think about it, it's not even been the whole century, really. Well, okay. So we're 22 years into the 21st century, and if you think about, so it's been about 100 years. It's been about 100 years, if you think about it, because like there was 1913, which is right when all that stuff went down with the bankers and blah bitty blah. Then 1933, the Federal Reserve. So yeah, so that's almost 100 years. So if you think about it, it hasn't been this way for very long. So we should, within reason, still be able to go back and undo it and make it so that we're consuming clean food again. We're teaching our children proper knowledge again, real life knowledge, real world knowledge, things that actually will help them, you know, in life and the rest of society, help them become productive members of the society, because that's what we are as social humans, right? We have to have a society and you know, because we help each other. We take care of our own selves, our private, just our families, but we do that by working with each other on different things in a society, the societal level. So I think it's entirely possible to do that. People just have to get motivated. They have to, be willing to get dirty, put the work in, put in the effort. I mean, it would take work and effort, hard work and effort, but man, I believe that we can do it. Yeah, the Amish don't have these problems. Go up on my 2 comments above those, Karen. What did you say, Cammie? They lied and said 25% of American children aged 14 to 17 had a sexually transmitted disease to get on the vaccine schedule, right? Okay. And they say that the HPV, human papillomavirus, is what causes warts. Now, I had warts on my hands when I was like in 7th grade. I had an outbreak of warts on my hands, and it was like, it really made me self-conscious. And my mom took me to the doctor to see about having them removed. And I was not sexually active in 7th grade. I was not doing anything like that. I was still just a little girl, a young girl. And so we went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, oh, it's just your body. It's just something that happens, and then your body will eventually get resistance to it, and they'll go away. And eventually it did, once I kind of got out of puberty. Like, they showed up during puberty, and then they went away after I got out of puberty. It's like there's all sorts of weird hormonal things that happen in your body during puberty. And who knows? That HPV crap could have been put into my system when I got vaccinated when I was a baby with their fucking HELA immortal human HEK293 cells bullshit that they're putting in everything. So how do we know that that's not how I got that crap? And then my body was trying to get rid of it. And when I got to teenage hormonal years, puberty, and all those things start going on, that's when it started to express itself. And then it went away after I got out of puberty, and I haven't had them since. I never had any genital warts or anything like that, but they're like trying to tell everybody that that's what's causing cancer and that it's sexually transmitted. No, it isn't. It's a lie. Autoimmune soft kill makes us sick and dependent on pharma, right? But then most people feel okay. They're like, I feel great. Oh, they're not killing us, blah, blah, blah. Well, maybe that's because you don't know any different. Maybe that's because you don't know what your life could have been like had you got to live in a time when you were not poisoned. If you had lived your entire life without ever having had any of that put into your system, how do you know what you would have felt like now? If you think you feel good now, how amazing would you be now? What sort of abilities would you have? How much more clear would your thought process be? How much more intelligent would you be? How much better would your problem solving skills be? How much more intuitive would you be? You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know. We don't know. Because this is all we know, is the system that we've grown up in. Looking for a ride to Flattoberfest. Already have my tickets and have a hotel room. Just need a ride. Live in New Jersey. We'll put money up for gas. There's a few people looking for car ride shares from the New Jersey, New York area, you guys. If you guys want to go to Flattoberfest and you're looking for someone to get a ride with or to carpool with, and you live in the New York area, there's a couple of people that are looking for a ride. So if you're one of the people that has the car, there's people that want to pay for your gas to take you to go to Flattoberfest. There is a carpool group that I created on Telegram. It is for connecting people, the Carpool Connection Group, Flattoberfest Carpool Connection Group. I'll put a link in the chat right here, you guys, as a side note, if you want to find someone to ride with. I feel great, says the person who's been poisoned since birth, right? But we don't know. We don't know any different. Like, I can say, I feel great, and I do feel great. I stopped eating processed sugar. I changed my diet. I started eating clean and not eating processed foods. I stopped drinking fluoridated water. And I do feel a hell of a lot better than I felt in my 20s. My weight has leveled out. Like, I'm not overweight. It's easy for me to maintain this weight now. I don't get weird, it's just easy now because I've developed the right habits that work for me. But how much better would it be if I had never gone down that road to begin with, or if I had never been injected with anything, or if I had never consumed any of this Frankenstein food that they've been feeding us apparently our entire freaking lives? How would I feel then? And then it kind of makes you wonder. They tell everybody that they tell you that the life expectancy was so much less back in the day. I don't believe that. I think that people probably lived a pretty long time, and they lived that way pretty easily just by eating clean food, and that now they don't. Now what is it? Your life life expectancy is like what, 70s, 80s. Meanwhile, we're reading, and they are just stories, can't prove it, but in the Bible it talks about people living well over 100, 600, 700, 800, 900 years. And then as the story goes on in the Bible, or in scriptures, as time goes on, people live shorter and shorter lives. I don't know what that's about. That's another thing that's really weird, but it's just crazy to think about with all this stuff. Like, what would we be like if we had not been attacked like this literally our entire lives? Don't shop in the middle of the grocery store, right? We need Oktoberfest in California. Okay, next year it's going to be West Coast. This is going to be the last East Coast Flattoberfest, and then next year we're going to do one West Coast. That's like 100%. I have no idea where it's going to be. I don't know the city yet. I don't have the location nailed down. All I know is that I have made up my mind that next year we will be on the West Coast, because the West Coast has never had a big conference. So that's what we're going to do. 100% is happening on the West Coast next year. I just don't know where yet. It'll be in October. So you guys are just going to have to wait for details to come out on that. But yeah, this one in South Carolina, this will be the last Flattoberfest on the East Coast for, I won't say forever, but I don't know when there will be another one. I with the state of things, with the way things are going on in the world today, I don't even know that we're going to have a 2023. We just have to play it by ear, because the New World Order is really hammering the shit out of us here lately. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but they're really trying to make life suck. And even though, we're very resourceful and resilient, and we're like, F you, New World Order, we're still going to do what we want to do. We can still only do what we can do. So, and I don't, I can't promise anything. I can only tell you what I plan to do, or what I want to do, or what I vision for the future. So just keep that going, you guys. I mean, we have to manifest the reality that serves us. I love that. That's my tagline for Flat Earth Festivals. Manifest the reality that serves us. Because this whole time, they've been hijacking our consciousness, physically, mentally, spiritually, everything, obviously. And they've been getting us to manifest a reality that serves them. Well, I'm done with that shit. Now I want to manifest a reality that serves us, my family, my children, and the children and the families of those around me who also see the injustices of the world that are going on. So that's the deal. 100% set on doing West Coast in 2023, but I don't have any other details besides that. Not the last please, just skipping a year maybe. I know. Ben Valderson, we've been sucking hind tit. I know, it's been really hard. Okay. Yeah, if I don't know. You guys know. You see the BS that some of you see the BS that I deal with doing these events. I'm just over it, man. I'm really over it. Maybe somebody else can do it for me for a while. My dad is still alive at 100 years old. Last I heard a few months ago. Yeah. Need to take a lesson from Sri Lanka. Yeah. Yeah, that's it, man. That's it. Did you guys see that stuff? Let me see if I can, Did I save that? Because it's kind of a cool video if you guys haven't seen Sri Lanka. Let me see if I have that here. Or did I save it? Let me see. I want to see that video. If I can find it. Where did I see that? Can't remember what group. I know there was major protests going on in the Netherlands. The farmers were pumping shit at the buildings again. And there's video of police actually shooting at the Dutch farmers. And you know what's crazy, you guys? They're trying to put limitations on the farmers for nitrogen. Nitrogen... toxic. Nitrogen. See if I can bring it up. Nitrogen. And if I could spell, that would be great. Yeah, here we go. This is what everybody's pissed about. Nitrogen cuts proposed by Dutch government. U.S. farmers are concerned about access to herbicides. Farmers overseas could face new nitrogen regulations. According to the European Union, nitrogen pollution will have to be cut by 95%. To drive the point home, Dutch farmers on July 4th lined up in Eindhoven, Netherlands, to protest the government's proposed nitrogen policy. Again, I refer you to look at what was happened over in Sri Lanka. I heard on the news just this weekend that a second government has been thrown out in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka government decided the environment and conservation was more important than food. Guess who had the last laugh? Not the government. What? The nitrogen crisis is caused by the Dutch government and the EU. We all think that empty supermarket shelves are just a present and fixable problem. So they're saying they need to produce nitrogen pollution or emissions or whatever. But, you guys, nitrogen is 70% of the air we breathe. Okay? The air that we breathe, most of it is nitrogen. So how is nitrogen toxic? Why all of a sudden would they need to tell these farmers to reduce nitrogen emissions by 95%? Like, it doesn't even make sense. It doesn't make sense. Why? Yeah, there was a Sri Lanka pool party. Let me see. Is this real? This is Sri Lanka's president fleeing for his life to a military ship. Where's the video where here we go. This is the video where they storm the Parliament building in Sri Lanka. Look at that crowd of people. Look at that, wow. That's crazy. Wow. Now, do you think we would ever see anything like this here in the United States? That's what I'm wondering. I wonder. Oh, cheers. Thank you for the tip, James Ritchie. Look at that little rat run. Exactly, right? Isn't that funny? And then there was video of the farmers and they were spraying shit all over the buildings again. And they were like dumping big bales of hay all over the roads and people couldn't move them. The cops were trying to move them and they couldn't. It's so hilarious. I don't see that stuff kind of going on over here though. Sri Lanka is very minimal rich. Some of the finest gemstones in the region have in the world have come out of that region. Yeah. Yes. Nitrogen in Dutch translates to suffocation dust. That's why it is such a success here. Really? Like the word nitrogen means suffocation dust in Dutch? Benjamin Balderson, because it's purified and it becomes unstable and strips things it shouldn't. But 95%? I mean, I'm not a farmer, I'm not sure what they're doing, but it seems like a lot, like all of the sudden. Yeah. This is insane. How intense. A member of the parliament. Oh, look at him. Oh, shoot. That guy's running for his life right now. That's scary. Protesters inside the main room of the presidential palace after they stormed it. That's great. That doesn't look very violent though, so that's cool. Oh, here's the pool party. Is this at the palace? Everybody jumping in the pool. President's swimming pool after storming. That's funny. Pool part, yeah. That's hilarious. So they did have a pool party at the president's pool house. Hunter Biden wastes his crack. 17-second footage. Floodgates are about to open on Hunter's phone content. Are you ready? This guy is sick. You guys, that's hilarious. That is a video of Hunter Biden weighing his crack. Dude, that's funny. It is a lot of crack. That is hilarious. What other... Is there anything else on Hunter Biden out here? Let's see. Pedo Peter. Biden arguing with a hooker about how much crack he has. Hunter Biden's phone has been linked on the... Oh, what is this?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh.
It's the 10 crack commandments. Wow. Man can't tell me nothing about this code.
I don't know if I should play that. That's probably going to turn into bad stuff. Oh my goodness. Freedom rally against the Great Reset in Leipzig, Germany. That's cool. Although I'm gonna say... I don't know. I'm kind of okay with the reset. I just think we have to co-opt it. We have to co-opt the reset. Oh my god, it's almost 1 o'clock already. Boy, I've been going for a long time. His bag is short. That is so funny. Only 2 grams, that ain't that much. 2 grams of crack. How long do you think it takes Hunter Biden to go through 2 grams of crack? How long should that last? What do you think? Is that like one night? Is that just one night of crack? Or is that like a couple days worth? I don't know. 4 more hours. Exactly, Nora. We need our own reset. Like, I don't know. I'm not against a reset. I'm against the reset happening in us, being spiraling further into the New World Order, into their one world order that is all over every fucking airport, all over the plane now. I'm against that, but I'm all for the reset, and then they leave, and then we take stuff over and we do it ourselves. We should reset, hit the reset button, and then we'll go do our thing, and you guys go be, poisoned, crazy, narcissistic, psychopathic, conceited, crazy, people who are addicted to poison and addicted to injecting yourselves with weird shit. You guys can go over there and be a weird death cult, and then the rest of us will go over here and we'll have gardens and we'll laugh and play and we'll raise clean children who can think for themselves and who are healthy, and we'll be happy, and you guys can just all peace off. How about that? Right. Half a night, an hour. So you're telling me that Hunter Biden needs a bigger drug allowance, right? So Hunter's drug allowance is lacking. Is that what you're telling me? That's so funny. Musicians for Truth, did you get your package yet, by the way? I saw that it finally made it to Canada. Oh my god, trying to send something to Canada, it's just a freaking... there's nothing even in that package. It's these guitar picks and like some stickers and a freaking shirt, and that's it. It's nothing. There's no liquid, there's no pills, there's nothing in there, and it's taken like freaking 2 weeks. And you still don't have it. I mean, trying to send something to Canada is freaking nightmare impossible, dude. How is it taking so long? Anyway, I don't know what's up with that. I went to track it the other day, and I saw that it was actually finally in Canada. I think it was the 7th. So, hopefully that will make it your way soon. But man, you'd think that any day now. Yeah. You'd think I was sending you like a package of drugs, how long it, like, they're like, I can't even believe how long it takes just to get, it was ridiculous. Yeah. All right. From Holland to Denmark, and it took longer than a month to arrive. Seriously, I sent a package to Kelly Fe. I forget where she was. Was she in Brussels? Anyways, I sent a package to Kelly Fe, and it took a while. It was from here to I don't know if it was in Netherlands or right next door, but I think it was Belgium. That's the country I'm thinking of, Belgium. I sent a package to Kelly FE in Belgium, and it got there faster than it's getting to Musicians for Truth in Canada. Yeah, Kelly's in Brussels, right? So I sent her a package, and she got her package faster all the way across the ocean than Musicians for Truth, who was on the same landmass as me, who's still waiting. I think, and I know, I'm pretty sure I sent it was still June. Yeah. Freaking ridiculous. $72 hours of crack. All right. So, you know, I still don't understand the nitrogen cuts. Like, why would Dutch farmers want to cut nitrogen by 95%? Police fire on Dutch farmers protesting environmental rules. Yeah, they were shooting at them, like literally shooting them. Dutch farmers have this week been protesting government plans that could require farmers to use less fertilizer and reduce their livestock numbers, which could force some farmers to shut. The Dutch government wants to reduce emissions of nitrogen oxide and ammonia, which are produced by livestock, by 2030. Cuts could reach 70% in some areas under the plans. In response, to Dutch farmers have blocked supermarkets, distribution centers, roads, and protests this week. Wednesday morning, they are expected to demonstrate at the Groningen airport, Eld, according to Dutch media. So, and from what I understand, though, the Netherlands are like number 5 or something, and they export lots and lots of food. And the Dutch laws on police violence changed per 1st of July. Oh. What does that mean? How did they change? Did they make it so the police can be more violent? Or that if they made it so they gave the police more power, probably, I'm assuming. Cheers, Timothy P. Southwick. Do trees breathe carbon monoxide? Of course, more violence is allowed, yeah. Netherlands is a huge exporter of agriculture and agricultural infrastructure itself. Yeah. Really? I know that farming is like that's like the number one industry there, isn't it? Farming. It's huge. You know? So they're really messing with stuff. The issue will not be the issue any longer in court, only the cops handling. Huh. Yeah, and you can't buy guns in the Netherlands either, if I remember correctly. Isn't it? There are no weapons? Hey, Singe Man, I was told that you were moving to South Carolina. Did you make it? Yeah, so they're really, you can tell that things are going on. They're really trying to mess with us all over the plane in many different levels and many different ways, you guys. And you know, they have to, because we kick ass. We are powerful beings. We are divine. We have to remember this. We have to remember this. You have to remember that they don't have all the power. They're doing this because they're trying to get the power. They are trying to gain control over everyone and everything, and we can't let them do that. We cannot let them do that. Oh my goodness, people, please don't let them do that. Don't let these people tell you what you can and cannot do. Don't let them run your lives. Don't let them ruin your children's lives. Yeah. Exactly. So, all right, you guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up. What a roller coaster of feelings today. I'm sorry. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on today, but remember, you are a divine being. You were created in the likeness of the Creator. You have dominion over this earth. You have free will. You have your intent. You are able to project that good intent and that all over the plane into the ether. That's what we need to do. We need to counteract this crap. You know, we look at all this stuff, and I'm sitting here and I can get depressed about it and think about, you know, all the crap that they've been doing to us all these years. But we can't let it keep us down. It has to be a motivation to move forward and to improve things and to change things and to start making a difference, in your actions and your intent. You know, this is the only way it's going to change. We can't let this get us down. We can't just keep staying in their bullshit system, in that cycle, stuck over and over and over, just complaining. We got to do stuff. We got to do things. We got to change our actions. We got to eat clean food, grow your own food. Okay. Prepare your own food. Know that you don't have to eat as much as they've been telling you to eat. Don't be afraid to eat less. It's okay to eat less food, less often, and good food. Your body will thank you for it in the long run. I promise. You know? Yeah. Think about it. That's one of the best things you guys can do, is just imagine that. Imagine what that city would look like, what that place would look like if we were all able to live and everybody had their own business. You still have your own home, your own property, you know, your own life, your children and everything, but you're living in a city where your neighbor is just like you, is aware of the lies and the deception, wants to have a better place, wants to, you know, live their life, just enjoy their family and do what they do. It's simple. It's not hard. You know, not everybody wants to go have world domination over everybody else and take control of the resources. That's a psychopathic way of thinking. But, you know, just imagine that. We could do it. We could totally do it. We could take over, like that one small town stuff that what's his name? Michael Tellinger, what he talks about, where everybody, your job is to, you know, participate in that town and keep it running. You know, it's a different way than we are used to living, but man, we got to start thinking about things in a radically different way if we want to take control of our destiny, of our future, of our lives, of everything. You know, you don't want to let these jerks be in control of it, because obviously it ain't working for us. We're not happy this way. So we're going to have to suck it up, take the self-responsibility, and start doing things for ourselves and start building. Let's build. Right? That's what's up. That's what we need to do. All right, you guys, thanks once again for joining me for Coffee Talk on this fine Moonday morning. It is the 11th, full moon on Wednesday. Don't forget to join me back here tomorrow evening. I'll be streaming Strange World with Mr. Mark Sargent. We're going to have a blast. And I may have a surprise stream for Wednesday. I haven't said it yet, and I haven't announced it yet. I'm still thinking about whether or not I want to do it or not. But keep your eyes peeled for a special show on Wednesday. All right? Thanks everybody for joining me. It was so good to see you all here, and thanks for your calls and your talks and your chats and everything. And I will see you all next time. Peace. And for those who wish to send me stuff through snail mail, you can use P.O. Box 10, Earl, North Carolina, 28038. Also, links below for donations and merch if you are interested in that. Anything at all is greatly appreciated. I do appreciate the support. Thank you very much. Also, please go to flatearthfestivals.com for all information about Flattoberfest 2021 and other Flat Earth Festival events. You can email me about Flat Earth Festivals at flatearthfestivals@protonmail.com, and for everything else, you can email me at karenbfe@protonmail.com. Thank you for being here.